welcome to the Ministry in this 1750 point game of Warhammer 40,000, 9th edition. Today the Iron Hands will take on the Deathguard. We're playing a mission from the Chapter Approved book called Priority Target. So there'll be a setup zone down here. There it is in the book there. So there's going to be tables this way. So there'll be a setup zone down here, be one down the far corner. It's going to be Iron Hands v Deathguard, like I said. So we've got mix of scenery, we've got some craters, -2 to move through, soft cover. We've got some dense cover, almost forgot the name there. Well, I count this as a ruin for anything on top. Obviously, we're going to stop units going through it, so it's a bit of a get around the bunker. Obviously, just sort of, if you get on top, we'll count it as a ruin. Some more craters. Again, ruins. All these tops come off these buildings, so units can go through them. That one's not over 5 inches tall, but that one is, so we'll count that as obscuring for all the stuff through there. And obviously that'll just be a ruin. Some just off that little bits, obstacles I think that come under, so they'll be able to go up and down there. I don't imagine anyone will put anybody up there, because, well, I don't know about Harry's list, but I haven't took like a single model sniper or anything like that, but you never know. So then we've got these. So with this mission, and there are 5 objectives. One bang in the middle, one here, one just down there, one there, and one there. And then what happens is, the players, before we get with setup zones and everything, roll a dice. And then basically that's like A and B, and A and B. And then I'll move an objective. I can move it up to 6 inches, but it can't go into a piece of defensible cover. I think there's another stipulation as well. Let me just have a quick read. So it can be within any obstacles or defensible terrain. So it can move up to 6 inches. So this one can go up there. That one, I don't think craters are defensible. I'll double check later. I don't think they have the defensible keyword. They definitely won't here. So if they do, it can go in the crater. That's fine. This one obviously can't go up there because ruins are defensible, I think. So it could come out this way. It could come back this way or whatever. It should actually be about here. So we might just shift the scenery down a little bit, just to make this more in the middle of the board, because it should be about there. Which actually, I might have a chat with Harry, because I'm happy to keep it there, because I think it makes fighting over this whole installation thing pretty cool. And I'm all for the coolness. So we are playing on a standard board, recommended board size as well. As you can see, there's a bit of tape here, so this it's quite hard to pick up on the camera, but I'm not cutting my mat. But anyway, this line marks it off here, and there's a line that runs just down there, so this comes just to the edge of it. And actually, we'll move it there. That's right on the edge, so that lip there is the very edge of the terrain, and that's running along the edge as well. So with that, we'll go over the armies. And here is 1,749 points of Iron Hands. So, disclaimer here, right, it's not the most competitive list. What I'm trying to do, I just obviously got a few units finished, painted up. You'll see some of the Indomitus stuff. I just want to give that a try and a play out. Don't know what Harry's list is yet, but it's probably not super competitive. We want to have a fun game, but we want to give each other a good game. So he's aware I'm going to try some of the Indomitus units, so I'd be surprised. He loves these Demon engines, which you'll see in the thingy, but I'd be very surprised if he bought like a super tough Deathguard. Look, Deathguard are going to be tough anyway. Don't know what I'm talking about. I'm expecting a lot of Demon engines, probably a lot of zombies, that kind of stuff. That's what he normally likes to rock, which is super cool. So I'm just going to try these guys out. I'm well aware that the best chapter is probably not Iron Hands for the Blade Guard and stuff like that, but I like my Iron Hands, always used them. Felt really bad when they were super strong, didn't use them for ages, not used them in a long time, want to use them again. So with that, we've got a battalion, and we've got Ferios. We've got the new Lieutenant, Indomitus Lieutenant, with his kit out. So he's got his Volkite pistol, his Relic pistol, and his Storm Shield, and his Relic Blade. And we've got the Indomitus Captain. Now, I painted this guy up with the Burning Blade, so he's going to have the Burning Blade. I'm going to spend a point to give him an extra Warlord trait, which we'll cover later, and I'll give him the Imperium Sword, just because it looks cool, and it's going to make him super choppy, but we'll see. He might not be the best. So they're the 3 HQs. Obviously, everyone knows what Ferios does. I haven't took tons of dreads and vehicles anyway. I just wanted to use bodies and make it a good game. So we'll go into the troops choice. We've got 10 intercessors with Stalker bolt rifles. The sergeant's just got a chainsword, no grenade launchers. We've got 10 intercessors with the auto bolt rifles. Give these guys a run. The sergeant has got a Thunderhammer. So I like to give him a Thunderhammer. And we've got a squad of 5 Assault Intercessors. Now these guys don't have a plasma pistol. The arm isn't glued on, but obviously that configuration I like better. Just keep them off so I know who the sergeant is with no helmet. We then move into the elites, and we've got a squad of Bladeguard, and we've also got a Venerable Dreadnought there, who I am going to do March of the Ancients on, which is once per game now, for a CP, to give him a Warlord trait. I might make him the Warlord, just because it's pretty cool. Although character things now, you know, you can target them if there's no one next to them. I like the idea of this being the Warlord, but he's going to be in there. He's going to be choppy. What should I make this guy? It seems weird that this guy wouldn't be the Warlord, doesn't it? So let's make Ferios the Warlord, because he's Warlordy. No, sorry. The Captain's going to be the Warlord, because I'd give this guy, that's right, the Ancients, with the extra, pay the CP for an extra Warlord trait to give him Focused Fire, just so he can reroll a hit. Him or a unit within 6 can reroll a hit, a wound, and a damage dice, which I think could be quite handy, especially if you're playing against, like I said, I don't know what demon engine there might become. There might be loads of them. There could be the Poxmonger, a 4-up save, so I just want to make sure I've got a reliable source of damage output. We've then got the Eradicators. I'm going to give a run out for. I like these guys. They look super cool, super punchy. Some okay strats with Iron Hands that might work out well with them. There's a one that allows for a CP to get, if they all shoot at the same unit and they get to shoot twice, every unmodified hit roll of a 6 counts as 2 wounds, which could be super good against really big hard targets, or big units of crawler things or anything like that. So we'll give that a try. Fast attack. We've got a unit of Outriders. Nothing special there. Just these guys are pretty good. I think zippy and nippy around the board. And with that in mind, for the dedicated transport, we also took a Landspeeder Storm. Very mobile. Not the toughest, but you know, it can get around the board, help nabbing objectives and all that kind of stuff. And a Repulsor. Now it's come with what it's got on, so it's going to have, as you can see there, 3 Stormbolter loadouts. We've got the Twin Las, we've got the Las Talon, just because that's what I'd modelled with ages ago, and we've got the Gatling, and a couple of Kragstorm missiles and some auto launchers for the smoke. So that's it, 1,749 points. Relic is the Burning Blade. I'll have spent 2 command points beforehand for a character, an extra Warlord trait. You know what, let's make this guy the Warlord for his first outing. Yeah, let's make him the Warlord. I've got a little Warlord base that'll fit a 40mm base, so we'll make him the Warlord. So he's going to be my Warlord, choppy in the fray. Yeah, and that's it. So I'll be down to, I start with 12 command points, I'll be down to 10 command points before the game begins. Now let's take a look at Harry's army. My secondaries, before I forget as well, before we go for them, are going to be, I'm taking the mission specific one, which is called Priority Orders, and that's score 3 points at the end of your turn if you control the priority objective, which I forgot to mention at the start. So basically what I'll show you is these objectives are marked A and B, not the middle one, that's sort of exempt. But the other objectives are marked A and B, and what they do is each player will nominate one to be their priority objective secretly. If you control your priority objective at the end of your turn, it's 3 points, so I think that's quite a good way to score points, sit on it. But if you control both, you get 5 points at the end of your turn. So, you know, if you're around there quickly in on the objectives, you could quickly rack up those secondary points. Excuse me. So I think that could be a good one. My other one is Bring It Down, because Harry has a lot of little crawler beasties. A lot of vehicles in there. Oh, a lot. So I need to bring them down anyway. They'll be important. So that's some good points. And the other one, Engage on All Fronts, which is going to be points at the end for being in table quarters, which is, you know, one of the sort of easiest and best options out there. So with that, we'll take a look at Harry's army and his secondaries. Right, and here's Harry's Dirty Deathguard. So
yeah, here's the quietest, which are my Deathguard warband, and I'll run you through. I've got a battalion and a patrol, so we've got 10 CPs to work with after that. In the battalion, we've got one Chaos Lord who's got a bolt pistol and a power fist. That bolt pistol is the Relic bolt pistol, Worm Spitter. And then we have got a Malignant Plaguecaster joining him in that detachment, and he has Blaze of Putrefaction and Putrescent Vitality.
Very nice.
And then we've got the 3 minimum squads of Poxwalkers there, so that's 30 Poxwalkers there. And then on to the elites, and we have got a Foul Blight Spawn.
There he is down there.
He's the Warlord. He has the Arch-Contaminator Warlord trait, and the Fugar's Helm to extend his aura ranges by 3 inches. And then we've got the Hellforged Contemptor Dreadnought, who has the twin chain claws with 100 bolters in each. And he has Contaminated Monstrosity spent on him to get Disgusting Resilience.
Yeah.
And then we've got in Fast Attack 2 squads of the Blight Haulers, maxed out. They come stock standard.
They're going to get so much better on the when multi-melters double up.
They are exciting.
Yeah, so anyone that is watching this is pre-new Marine rules with all the multi-melter flamer sort of profiles to come in, which isn't far off, I don't think. But, oh my God, they're going to be... We already rate them. We've talked about this a few times as Deathguard players. One of our other friends who's a Deathguard player, Ricky, he's not sold, but he's wrong.
They're amazing. The next 3 are coming. They're on the painting desk. And
yeah, you've got a problem. You've got a problem. I think 9 is sick. It's super cool because I always love demon engines with KLC stuff. I think they suit the aesthetic so well. Mm-hmm. And they are, as soon as these little gribblies come out, I just had to get them. I had to get at least 3.
They're so cute. They're so cute.
Well, cute is not the word I would use.
Yep. Beautiful. Look at them, man. They're absolutely cute. Right, cool. So then we go on to the patrol detachment, which is going to be led by another Malignant podcaster.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So this guy's got Miasma and Curse of the Leper for his powers. 10 Poxwalkers as the troops in there as well.
Yeah.
And then in the elite slot, we've got 6 Death Shroud Terminators. And we have got a Tallyman who has the relic Tollkeeper. So that relic comes from my Plague company, which is Mortarian's Anvil. And basically what it does is it gives me exploding 6s. So natural 6s explode for 1 extra hit. So that couples nicely with Death to False Emperor.
Yeah.
And that's the lot.
And is that in the shooting phase and the fight phase?
That is only in the fight phase.
Yeah. No, that is really good. That is really good. And they're both Mortarian's Anvil on both detachments.
Both detachments and Mortarians.
Because I know you were humming and hawing, there's a one to give these guys Poxmongers and they get like the 4 up, and then the Furnace to give them off the relic, the Furnace to make them all that.
I wanted to get invited back on the channel. So I didn't go for that.
I'm well aware of it as a Deathguard player, like I said, but to me as well, like I said, sometimes it's nice to just play with different stuff. Yeah. You start seeing the same stuff all the time, becomes a bit boring, and like the Indomitus stuff, would I put it in a 9 hands list? Probably not. But hey, you've got to try it out. These are models, it's cool, innit? So it's all fun. So I think it should be a good game. So I'll be starting with 10 command points. You said you went down to 10.
Yeah, and then I've spent 3 on relics.
Yeah.
And I've spent 1 on the Contaminated Monstrosity, which leaves me with 6.
6. So to be fair, that's normally when I was a Deathguard player, I'd have about 7 or 8 or something normally to start with. So
there's so many good things to use them on nowadays.
Yeah, definitely. Right. So we'll have a roll up and see who sets up where and does what, and then we'll come back before the game starts. Right, Harry's just finished setting up his last few units. I'll go over my setup. Comes from the corner here, down to the sort of the middle of the board, which is called my territory. So there's 2 objectives in my territory, but only 1 in my setup zone. So these are there. Harry moved this one. Did you move it? Oh, you moved it that way towards you. Didn't I moved that one this way. He was defender, so he got to pick first as well. And he moved both mine towards him, really. And I moved that one a bit out into the open, just to make sure I had to come, give us a line of sight around there, that kind of stuff. So we've got some Blade Guard and some choppy dudes in here. Got Venerable Dread there. These guys are on the ground floor, which is Harry knows of laying them down. We've got the Lieutenant, a bit of a cluster mix here. And then obviously the Landspeeder Storm and these guys down here. Then we've got some Poxwalkers and Demon Engines here. Harry's main assault, it looks like, around this side with everything else. So we've got the Contemptor, carefully positioned casters outside of 6 inches in case he does go first turn. And that's it, isn't it?
That's the lot.
So that's the lot. So the next roll is probably the most important roll so far. You've noted down yours secretly, which is your priority for Harry's score. So basically one of these 2 has to be his priority. Could be
prizes for guessing, guys.
Yeah, I know. Good.
There's 1 in there.
And then one of these 2 has to be my priority. Yeah. No, definitely no prizes for guessing. What we'll do, it's supposed to be a secret. It's pretty obvious. We'll flip them over so no one forgets at the end of the turn because they've got numbers on. And then it helps us remember. Because to be fair, I could pick that one and force me to push out, but it's stupid. It's very stupid. And the middle one couldn't be selected by anyone, which is quite good. So I'm going to grab a dice. Scary part of this part. Alright, I'll tell you what, we'll roll down here because there's lots of room. So this is the roll off to see who will go first. I'm going to have to. I'm gonna have to. I think just I've got some good long range weapons, and I think your crawlers move 10. Once they get in close, then there's missile launchers and thingies for days. My heart's saying let the guest go first, but I don't want to.
If I'd won the roll off, I would have let you go first.
Would you? Well, the thing is,
I think your army needs all the help it can get.
Oh, well, the negative side I'm thinking is it forces me to push out, which then puts me into line of sight and range of your guns anyway. So it's
a nice board for blocking things.
It is,
like,
but
there's a lot of coverage.
And I was humming and hawing like the same thing. Maybe make you push out because you would want to come and push onto this. You'd want to go and push onto that, and then it would easily give my line of sight. Because I don't think they've got enough movement to get around and shoot the crawlers. I haven't measured it, but it's just looking by eye. They may have enough to get onto the objective, but not enough to get out and put some shots in. But if I have to then go and jump on it, then we're going to be struggling. So, right, iron hands, turn 1. No, yeah, I'll film it. So, quick review. Not much to talk about. These guys pushed out. They're just within 3 of this objective. This guy, this squad advanced. These are the Stalker bolt rifles. Got a 6, so I'm now within that objective. The bike's just shuffled around here. Harry's got nothing to deep strike. Likewise, I've got nothing to deep strike. So the back objectives are going to have to be fought for. These guys moved through the ruins to there. There's a couple of them have got line of sight to the Contemptor. All 3 say line of sight to the Terminators. They're just out of range of the crawlers, which means they're probably going to take some fire in return. But hey ho. And then yeah, just a little shuffle around here. And we nominated this guy to have the ballistic skill too at the start of the phase. So there's no psychic phase. We'll probably do a lot of small arms fire off camera and come back with some of the bigger rolls because they've got auto bolt rifles and stuff down here. And I don't imagine they'll tickle much off a Contemptor or the Terminators, but you never know. So the Eradicators, all 3 are within line of sight of the Death Shroud Terminators down here. So we're going to open up with Splinter's Strat on Mercy as weakness. So if they all shoot, they all have to shoot at the same target. I'd love to do it on the crawlers, but we're just out of range. The Contemptor only a couple can see, so I'm trying to optimise these guys while they're still alive. So basically, because they can shoot twice, I'm going to pick that target, and any unmodified wound rolls of a 6 cause a double wound. So then you're going to have to save twice on a 4-up as opposed to once, which hopefully should help me out. I hate rolling left-handed, so I'm going to change hand. Right, so these guys will be hitting on a 3, so I can draw a line of sight without going through any dense terrain, just through that little narrow gap. Oh, so they all hit. That's nice.
That roll again,
that would be very, very nice. Now your toughness 5, so we'll be wounding on a 3. I can reroll 1s because the lieutenant's within 6. Oh, no 6s yet. Right, there's 1. That's what we're hoping for. So they all wound. So technically we've got 7 saves because it's a double wound.
So that was a hit on my vulnerable
so
phase.
it would be -4, but these guys get a 4-up invuln.
And that's how you do it.
So he's only dropped
2
2.
have gone through, and I'm debating sending a CP here, and I think I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
This one,
Yeah.
and there it is. So 1 goes through.
So then we've got D6 damage. Oh, great. Yeah, so I'll use a CP. It's 3.
So here come my disgusting resilience saves. Yeah, you got him.
Got 1. That's good, but not good. And we're going to go with the Venerable Dreadnought, and he's going to go into the crawlers because you can see them. I will be a -1 to hit, so he'll be hitting on a 3, but I'm going to go for it. He can reroll a hit with his warlord trait, hit, a wound, and a damage. So we're going to go with the 2 las cannons. So that one will miss. You know, I need to check. I need to check the word of the warlord trait now because if it's rerolled failed hits or a hit roll,
It is a single hit roll.
yeah, no, but it might be failed hit because that I'll not be able to reroll that because that's technically a hit. I'll check in a second. So we've got a hit anyway with the las cannon, and we can reroll that anyway.
Okay, so that solves.
Yeah, so we'll go the missile launcher. Yeah, so we've got 2 hits. Both wound on 3s,
And same save.
and you've got the same saves. So you happy for me to both together? Yeah, same damage, same saves. So they both wound. So we've got 2 5-up demon saves.
2 5-up demon saves, there's 1.
Pass 1, failed 1, and we've got D6 damage. It's a big 6.
Wasted your reroll. And I'm going to take 3.
Oh, nice. We know this for Iron Hands, what Iron Hands are like. So we're going to move on to the repulsor. It's going to put all its heavy guns into those crawlers, and any of the small arms that can reach will go into the Terminator squad. I think it's about 24 inches away, so obviously it'll be like storm bolters. The crack storm won't be in range of anything.
Too many guns to talk about them.
Yeah, there is. It's basically got 3 storm bolters. It's got the crack storm launchers. It's got the Gatler. It's got the twin las and the las Talon. So I'll just throw everything. It's been up the ballistic skill too. So we'll roll for the
Roll the big ones on.
The Laz Talon and the twin Laz at the same time, because they're technically the same profile. So we're hitting on 2s. Actually, I need to check this guy, because as Iron Hands, you can reroll hit rolls of 1, which is why I rerolled the hit before. But we'll finish doing this, so because it's still the Devastator Doctrine, so they can reroll hit rolls of 1 with heavy weapons. So we've got 3 hits.
Yeah. Why don't you just reroll that?
Well, I just rolled. So we've got 3 wounds with his Laz Talons. I'll double check the wording of his Warlord trait.
6 on the...
Yeah, so we're just measuring that up. It was just out, so we went the Laz Talon into this guy. So we've got
6 damage on the haulers.
It's 5. 5 damage.
Sorry.
And
so he's got 5 left, so that's perfect.
2.
And I failed them all.
Failed them all.
Does he blow up on a 4+?
He does.
So we'll measure that off.
We'll do that in a second, and then it was 2 damage with the single hit on the Contemptor.
And the Contemptor does have disgusting resilience.
He does, because he paid. So he goes down 2. Small arms off camera. We'll do your mortal woundage off camera as well, because there's a lot of bodies to measure for.
Intercessors have put 8 wounds onto the Contemptor.
Yeah, we did all the little small arms down here. I think the Stormbolter took a wound on a guy. This is obviously the remnants of the explosion damage. Couple of guys hit here and there. And then, like I said, not much more fire coming through. It was just these guys, and it was a toss-up between the Terminators of this guy. We'll go for this guy to try and shred some wounds. So we've got 7 auto bolt rifle wounds on him.
It's 8, but here we
8,
go.
alright, sorry.
So 3 ups, that is, alright. And then his disgusting resilience. And he's going to take 2 more, which will drop him down to 5. Which is
middle
bracket, so that's nice.
Yeah, it's to be fair, it was either that or the Terminators, and on that roll, I think you'd have saved the Terminators anyway.
Yeah,
so
the right choice.
3 up armor v 2 up, and I think that's the end of my turn. I'll just have a little look strat-wise to see if there was anything that would put on. I don't think there was. Nah, that was it. It was just that guy. Spent the CP on the thingy. So the end of my turn, I'm going to get 3 points for being on the priority, and I'm going to get the points for being in 3 table quarters, because that speeder is just over the other quarter. Obviously, that's the other quarter down there. So I've got 1, 2, and 3. And that's it, because obviously we can't score primaries yet. So we'll come back, tally those points up, and come back with Deathguard turn 1. So a quick movement phase. This guy had his move knocked down to 6 now. He is still a charge distance away from these guys. These moved into the trees, he's unit of 2. Obviously to benefit from the -1 to be hit if I need to shoot them, which I probably will need to shoot them. The Terminator's advanced, they've got no real targets to bother them with, and they've got Cloud of Flies on, so I can't shoot them in my turn unless the Contemptor's dead first, by the looks of things, depending on where certain things are. A little shuffle around or advance up here, I think, with certain things.
Yeah. Just making sure I was out of range of your lieutenant with my casters as well.
Oh no, I didn't have the relic.
Didn't have the
no,
relic,
sorry.
okay.
I'd sent them my list. I've been playing around with stuff for the points cost to see what was what. So no, I don't have the reliquary of Galgathamor.
Is that why you didn't bring it?
That's why, because I can
you're
never
trying to
say it. I normally use it and put it in my list, but like I said, because we're messing around with points and I was trying to get to 1750, and I kept hitting 1748, 1749. I was like, you know what, I don't want to spend loads of CP. Because I said, yeah, you know, really my list should have an apothecary because I've got so many bodies, but I don't want to put one in because it's very gamey and all that kind of stuff. So I was humming and hawing with stuff, and I'd left it on as a relic because I normally pick them. I'd built it on an old list because I always have the relic, and then I thought, nah, it could be too much. I don't want to... Yeah, it's a cool relic, but it's a bit nasty. But it's great against like super psychic armies. But anyway, a big advance round here, apart from the crawlers. Obviously, when we're measuring up, there's no line of sight coming through this sort of cover because it's obscuring, but there will be within charge range to get around there, which again, I'll highlight how fast these guys can actually be once they start getting around places. Another reason I rate them massively. Right, so psychic phase.
Yeah, so let's start off with my most important one. So I'm going to throw miasma out from whichever caster onto the Contemptor.
Yeah, so which one is it? Because obviously we have to keep going with that caster.
Yeah, okay, cool. So let's say it's this guy's got the miasma.
And it'll matter because when you perils twice and die, like all the stuff around you is going to be
hit. So that's fine. So let's just get that over with. Here it goes, on a 6. There it is.
Ooh!
Try to perils. So
right, I'm going to measure because if I'm within 24, I've got a strat to knock the power off, but I have to measure. We're going to try and deny that with the name of the strat, which has forgotten me. I think I'll check. Souls of Iron. We're attempting Souls of Iron because the Contemptor is going to be a -1 to hit. Souls of Iron has paid off. It's cost me 2 CP, dropped me down to 7. 7, Nurgle's number, and that hasn't gone off. So I think smiting stuff's out of range, so it's probably just boosty powers. I'll just do them off camera if you want. Let you have a think about what you want to do. So Harry's going to go into his shooting phase. Just a point to note there, Blades of Putrefaction went off on this guy. Hummed and hawed about putrescent vitality, because to be fair, these probably aren't going to get shot with the strat that's on them, but it didn't go off anyway. So into the shooting phase.
So let's kick things off with this two creature squad of haulers, and they're going to put all their shots at the eradicators. I don't think their 12 inches will get them range on these.
I think your Balespur might just be in range of these guys.
No,
well, just out.
Okay, cool. So obviously we're firing crack missiles at the eradicators.
And the multi-melters.
So we'll do the crack missiles in green, and we'll do the multi-melters in yellow.
I'm T5, so I'm humming and hawing here because I've got the strat to do the transhuman. It's not going to, because it'll knock it down to... No, I'm T5. You'd be wounding on... Well, 1, 2s and 3s would fail, so to take you up to 4s. Yeah, I'm going to knock transhuman on them. So we'll knock some CP off me in a second.
So this is to hit melters in yellow, 4s to hit with these guys now.
Yep.
And then 4s to wound as a transhuman.
Oh!
No.
It wouldn't have made any difference.
So 1 at -2 and 1 at -4.
They are within range of the 5-up invuln from Ferios because they're infantry. Oh my god. Yeah, so that's a 6 under there for the internet to see. So past 1 failed 1. I'm leaving that dice. I'm not getting it yet.
So this is D6 damage.
D6 damage. They've got 3 wounds.
Nope.
It's a 2. Are you CPing it? No. So we've got 2. We'll ignore them. I was going to double up and use the 5 and 6 ones. So no. Well, they've got 3 wounds. So I'm still kicking it.
Last eradicator wound.
Yeah, Stonebolters on these guys. Going for the last wound. Obviously, transhuman's still on, but it wouldn't really make any difference for the Stonebolters.
3's to hit now. Okay, doesn't love that. And
5's to wound.
So 5's to wound. There's 2.
2. God, where are these 5s and 6s coming from?
Yeah.
Oh! Wait there. Have I used the CP this phase?
I don't believe you have. Not for a reroll.
Will I get it on a 6? Nah, right, we'll just go for it. 2 6s needed. Nah. So we do lose a guy and lose a wound on another guy. That's why I'd have liked to have a medic. Because all of a sudden, you bring 1 guy back and you're back up to 3 and it's a bit sick. But, like I said, I think it's a bit... It's not massively broken because I wouldn't have given the strat anyway. But I wanted to make sure I had stuff that would die. If that makes sense, do you know what I mean? Rather than be like Deathguard, but be Iron Hands.
Yeah, we could have been going forever.
Exactly, and we've got a very limited time. He'd be finished by 3. So I think that's it, because like we said, line of sight over there goes through the obscuring terrain.
I don't have an awful lot of guns, to be fair.
No, so I think, is it just into the charge phase?
The charge phase, so I think we can roll straight off. The Contempt is the big one. He's looking for an 8, I think we said.
And how many wounds has he got left?
He's got 5 left.
See, I'm humming and hawing here. How many wounds it till his next bracket?
So 3 to 5 is his middle bracket, so you need to take 3 more off it.
Because the Iron Hands Overwatch on a 5, and there's a strat to boost it to a 4.
Yeah.
But I need 5s to wound, re-rolling 1s, re-rolling 1s to hit, 1s to wound. I'm tempted. Let us have a double check of my strat. We're not going to go for it. We're not even going to Overwatch. We'll just let you go in.
Okay,
But
so
we'll keep our CP.
Looking for an 8 would be nice. That's a 6. I'm
Nope.
just going to spend the CP on that.
Yeah.
For the reroll.
Ooh, 7. Oh, lines pre-measured. That was close.
That was hilarious. Right, and then we'll have a try with the Blight Haulers, who I believe also needed an 8.
I think it was, yeah. Go for it.
So there we go. Nope, nothing
No,
there. That is
CP
a
spent.
turn.
So for your turn, you didn't manage to kill a unit or more than unit to me, so you'll not get that one. I'm assuming safely that you're on your priority
I am indeed.
mission 1, so that's going to be 3 points. And I really cannot remember your other ones. Assassinate, well, you haven't killed a character yet, so 3 points. So it'd be 5 to 3 as we're going to turn 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that took a lot longer than I thought. So basically, these guys got out down here, so they're within 3 of this. I'm sort of doubling up on it because obviously Harry's going to have a push on this way and I've got limited to do around there. Everything else sort of got out and pushed up here. No advanced moves and stuff like that, just keeping everything within range of stuff. And we had the repulsor get its 2-up bonus from Ferios. These just pushed up a little bit, sort of keeping them in my back pocket for now. This speeder hopped over here. It's doing a little, but I'm hoping to get kill some zombies, maybe charge them or something, get in combat and then stay in that table quarter, make you fall back, all that kind of crap. Keep pushing away from that objective, because if they come off it, then whatever. It's little bits. I can't really do much else. So I'm going to skip the psychic phase. We'll go into the shoot. We'll do all the little bits off camera, the little bits and bobs, because these guys moved, but I kept a few up there just to keep them in range of stuff. But basically, most of the infantry are still within range of Ferios for the 5-up in run, as long as I don't sort of push out and all that kind of stuff. So we'll do some little guns off camera, do some big guns on camera, and then come back. So we nominated targets. We've done, weirdly, like Ferios did a wound or two, didn't he here? Like 2 wounds, a captain. Did you save it?
Saved it. Stalker's got the other one.
The Stalker, yeah, so the Stalker's went in here. Then this guy's doing his las guns and all these stuff down here. And his storm bolters and stuff. But the Crackstorm, we've got this guy down to his last wound. And then we've got 1 wound with the chain gun.
Just failed my save.
He's failed his armor save. I didn't expect to cause much damage, so we're going to go for it because he's got disgustingly resilient, or is he going to
so I'm going to
CP the armor save?
I'm going to reroll the armor save looking for a 4 and fail it, and then I'm going to roll the disgusting resilient and fail it.
So does he blow?
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Oof. That's good and bad, I think, for both sides.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't quite fancy taking the damage there. I know you probably wouldn't either. But that's a big help. Yeah, so that's 2 points for the bring it down. Oh, I didn't add that first turn either. Sorry. So I'd have been on 7 because I killed a hauler, didn't I? Which is bring it down 2 points. Right, so we're into the las cannons and the las talons, and I'll just roll these together because they're all in range. And we can reroll 1s because the captain is within 6. So we've got 3 hits. And we can reroll 1s for the lieutenant. We've got 3 wounds on the crawlers. So 3 5-ups.
I fell them all.
Right, so 3d6.
Do them 2 at a time because you could kill 1 and they don't carry over. See what I mean?
I know what you mean, it's 8 wounds, isn't it? So we've got a 1, which I will CP. Okay, so we'll knock me a CP off. So we've got a 5, a 2, and a 1.
Cool. So that's
fantastic. So yeah, just take it all on the same guy.
So here's 7 and then 1 more after this.
Oh, we got him.
Failed all of them, and then the last one got it. So he's alive with 1 minute left.
Nice. But we do have the storm bolters to go in. So we've got the storm bolters hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Look at that.
On 3.
Or 3s, rerolling 1s. So they all hit. And we're looking for 5s to wound. What?
3.
4. 4 wounds minus 1 because it's a tactical doctrine.
Very nice. So this is 4 ups. Failed 3. And then he dies, and 1 wound on the next guy, and then does he blow up? No, he doesn't.
No. Well, that went better than I thought. So that's another 2 points for bring it down. But that's most of the big guns gone there. So now the closest target, I think, to the Dreadnought is now not that because he's removed the other one. I think he knew what was coming there. Which might mean I'll have to check line of sight and stuff. Might mean the Dread's probably just going to have to go into some Poxwalkers or something. So yeah, this guy couldn't see this guy. Harry did wound it that way. He wasn't being gamey. He wounded it that way around, but he'd moved the dice. So stopped my line of sight. So alas, this guy had to pick on Poxwalkers, but I think he got his comeuppance. I got 6, roll of 6 for the frags.
Yeah.
Got 6 hits, 6 wounds. Harry failed all his disgustingly resilience. And then the las cannon got another 2 of them, 2 hits, 2 wounds. So 8 guys down. Can't complain with that. Which leaves this squad. So weirdly, I think this guy's still going to be closer than the Terminators. Because obviously you do it model by model basis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure range to the Poxwalkers. Maybe he's at the back. And see, or I can try and shred some wounds off that last guy. Right, so we're going to put everything from these guys into the crawler, which will be a -1 hit. How many CP am I lying on? 6. I'm going to spend 2 to auto hit because you're within half range.
Actually 5 because you rerolled damage, didn't you? I know 6.
Yes, I did, and it wasn't with the Dreadnought. Right, so I'm going to spend 2. These guys are within 12 of this, so instead of auto hit, I auto hit with the auto bolt rifle. So that's 30 hits, which is nice because you're in the cover. And the reason I'm doing this is because he's on 7 wounds. I'd be very, very lucky to kill him. But if I can't by some miracle, it means the Eradicators are freed up to shoot at the Terminators, which would be massive. So I'm going to get some dice, roll them off camera, because this could take a while. It's wounding on 5s, rerolling 1s.
It'll be forced to save.
Yeah, 13 wounds. We're -1 because it's a tactical doctrine. So it'll be forced to save.
Yeah.
Rolled really well on the first wound roll. It was quite scary. And then I think we've got like 2 or 3.
And I'm going to take 3 in total.
3 wounds, so it knocks him down to 4. I think, I'm looking around, I think, unless I forgot anything, that's most of my gun, or all of my gun, I think.
Eradicate.
Sorry, the Eradicators, yeah, because the Eradicators were going to target the Terminators if they were within range. Harry, I told you to keep us right when I'm filming.
Happens to the best of us.
What we're going to do, we're just going to take both shots. So there's 2 guys, we shoot twice.
These will be -1.
These will be hitting on 4s, yeah, re-rolling 1s. So I can't re-roll any. Again, I didn't want to make that guy chapter master for obvious reasons. 3s to wound, 1 wound,
1-5 up.
1-5 up in run, which he's failed, and then it's D6 damage. You're not within half range or anything. It's 5. It's big. I could get him if you roll bad.
Do it. I've rolled bad.
4 wounds. Wow.
And does he blow up? Yes, he does.
So I think my squad will definitely be within 7.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll measure up off camera. Right.
Already.
It is down to 3 CP. We'll get rid of these dice down here. So what I'm going to do a cheeky charge into the Poxwalkers. Because I don't fancy taking on those demon engines, and hopefully it might draw stuff away. Because that is all my guns. I've done it. I'm pretty sure that's all my guns. So I've got a 6, which is good, but I'm going to come around this way, so we'll measure it up and come back. Right, so Land Speeder Storm. We've done our pile in, moved 6, piled in. So we're going to get 2 attacks on these guys, hitting on 3s. 2 hits, strength 4, so wound on 3s. Yep, 2 wounds. Kills 2, that's good. Obviously, there's going to be no morale to worry about because these guys are immune.
You might actually have a swing
again. We'll pop out, just worth mentioning, when Harry popped and blew up and stuff, he did a wound here and there, but he wanted his Terminator to fail, but he didn't. He passed, because he would have had the strat to bring a Terminator back to life on 2 CP, or you can do it with Plague Marines as well, I think, and then obviously you would have put him a bit further forward, which helps with everything. So yeah, your guys down here can pile in and attack back.
Yeah, so I think they're all pretty much within
range. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Do the technical stuff.
Push them in.
Lovely.
There you go.
Cool, so I believe that I've got 6.
You've got 7 guys left.
Oh, how appropriate. So here's 14 attacks. Hitting on 5, so there's less than 10 in the squad.
Yeah.
I don't think these guys get Death to the False Emperor.
But I don't, no wounds. So at the end of that turn then, that is me. Hummed and hard about charging down here, but I'm not gonna walk to my death. The idea was it would maybe pin him back a little bit. But it didn't, so I'll get a big 6 points for the Bring It Down, the Contempt and 2 Crawlers. That's big, so I've got 8 points I think already for Bring It Down. And I will be on my priority objective for 3 points. Oh, that was the other. No, I wouldn't have ended up there. I think I would have just been in the table quarter rather than 4 table quarters as well. So we'll get 2 points for engage on all fronts as well and go into Nurgly Deathguard turn 2. Right, so movement is done. These guys have moved up. Obviously, they've not had to go through any sort of dodgy terrain. Couple of inch charge there. Tallyman, I did point out Harry to reroll for your 7s for your strats, but he hasn't got any CP back. We think it was only Cloud of Flies as the specific Deathguard one that he's used. It'd be so good if they change this to just any CP. Yeah. That would be really good. Really helpful as well. Nice. These guys are a little shuffle. The Lords come this way. Obviously, they're all sick of each other blowing up and hurting each other. This Poxwalker squad fell back, but the guys moved out first. So I think probably both squads are within range of the objective if need be. And this other Poxwalker squad just come to chew on some metal. Oh, this is scary. I love and hate these guys. I hate facing them. I love using them. But I normally run them in squads of 3. More than that is just super scary. So we're going to the psychic phase now. Harry's confident he knows what he wants to do. So, I've got 3 CP left. So if I do want to use the deny, I'm going to be down to my 1 CP. So I probably won't.
So let's start off with Miasma from the sorcerer on the left-hand side.
So this guy is going to Miasma. I'm guessing the Terminators.
On the Terminators. And there it is on 6.
Yep, so Miasma is good. These guys are -1.
We're going to Blades the Terminator. Sorry, it needs to be the next
same,
spell of this
same
guy.
Psych as powers.
So yeah, the next guy, he's going to cast Smite.
Okie dokie, so looking for a 5.
There it is.
You know what, I thought you were going to get an 11. I thought it was coming. So 2 mortal wounds, right, we'll do some saves.
Probably.
Yep.
Oh, you get your killing pains. And then the next guy is going to cast Blades onto the Terminators. And that
definitely goes off.
And then his final one, let's do +1 strength and toughness on the Terminators.
Putrescent.
That will do it.
Yeah, so they all go off. So they've been super powered up. And I'll do a couple of Feel No Pains here with the Iron Hands.
Hit on the 2.
So Worm Splitter's coming out to play. He has hit.
So now you're corroded, and every subsequent hit is a plague weapon.
Yep.
So we'll probably wound on a 5, but now it's a plague weapon. So roll ones. Nope, so nothing there for me.
Yeah, T5. I think, is it strength 4?
Strength 5 actually.
So it's a wound.
1 wound. -2, 1 damage.
Yeah. So it'll be a save of a 6. I think it's a 4 up. Nope. So it takes a damage, but it's Iron Hands. So it takes a damage. Cool. So these guys are going to shoot into this guy with all their guns.
So the
he's dead.
Are out of range. So Melters in yellow, Crack Missiles in green, 3s to hit.
Yeah. These guys, for anyone that doesn't know, hit on ballistic skill 4 normally. 3s of the 3 in the squad. They ignore the penalties to Well, that doesn't matter anymore, but they always ignore the penalties to heavy weapons.
Cool. So we've got 5 hits, and then to wound, it's probably going to be 3s at strength 8 across the board.
Yeah, go for it.
So that's the full house. So 3 at -4.
I tell you what, the multi-melters I can't save, so just roll the damage on the multi-melters.
Multi-melter damage, and that is
12. Well, I've got 6 wounds and I'll need 6s, so I'm assuming you're thinking it's dead. I'll do
crossed.
for the missile saves. Right, they both go through, so I'm happy to take it off because that's another 2d6 damage.
Which was 6. So that's a total of 18.
Yeah. So
even Dean can't do that.
I'll tell you what I'll roll, but I'm not going to roll on camera because I'll not do it.
CP take me down to 3 to extend the range on my Lightspawn's Flamer.
Yeah. So this guy. So what's it called again? I can't either. I know exactly what it is though. So, but anyway, down there, that's gone. I think I made 5 or 6 6s, but that's about it. There was nowhere near enough. I tried and failed.
We're spending 1 to extend his range.
Yeah.
And we're spending 1 to buff it up to the super version.
So it gets a d6 extra on the dice, basically, and you discard the lowest. Yeah.
So yeah, and with the extended range, I can now hit the Eradicators. So that's what I'm going for.
The Eradicators, right? Let me see. It's going to be 2d6 hits, picking the highest. It all depends what you roll for the strength here. I'll tell you what. Ooh, I'm going to not spend it. I'm going to...
Do you know what? I have to actually roll the strength before I pick a target. So
okay, okay.
What happens? So the strength is going to be 10.
Which would wound them on 2s. But you're going to get 2d6, pick the highest amount of shots. It's whether... See, personally, I'm just thinking are they as good as dead or not. I'm going to have to just eat the hits.
You're going to eat it? Right.
I think I need to save those CP to help out.
That's a good call. Yeah. So here's the number of shots. It's 5. That's very nice. So
it's
you didn't
2s.
do it. So 2s to wound. Full reroll. So that is
Full
5
reroll.
at -3.
So -3 normally would be a 6 up, but it goes to the end one. It was 5, wasn't it?
It was 5.
Let's get 5 5s and 6s. That would be beautiful. Left-handed roll.
Looks like a good try.
It was a good, only 1.
Yeah, and that's flat 3.
It's a flat 3 damage, so you go for his iron hands. 1 is on 2 wounds anyway, so yeah, 1 is melted. You know what? Whew. That was ridiculous. I'll definitely take that. I expected them to be gone.
That was a poor spend of 2 CD. I thought I would.
So flames are going to split. We've got 1 in range of these guys. The rest are going to go in here. The strength 3, d6 shots. We'll do this off camera because it's loads and loads and loads of dice. So after all that, no damage. Obviously, they're taking the hits on the guy in cover early on, that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you all need to be in cover to take it, though I'm happy to take a wound on a guy, but these guys saved. Let me double check, because I think the whole unit has to be in. Are you sure?
It's model by model now.
Okay.
So you pick a unit that's in cover. I'm fairly certain.
Okay. I'll go with you. Because I'll be happy to lose the wound. Harry's like, nah. So anyway, I think that's it for gun, isn't it? I think I got off quite lightly there, I'll be honest with you. I think that Eradicator surviving, especially when you spent the CP to do it, I think I got off very lightly. So, and the reason was important before, I just point out, like, I think I've lost a guy in this squad earlier on, didn't I? But I kept this guy here. Is that right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, because he would have stopped the charge coming through, basically. Yeah. So I think that is it. I think it's charge phase, and it's only going to really be down here because there's nothing left alive over there.
Cool. So we will go with the Terminators first. So if there's a 2, they're obviously only charging the
so they're going to come down here, so they're not going to have to go over the crater. They're definitely in. So even if they want to come over the crater now, he's got 8 inches to play.
Just do that.
We'll let these guys get in.
Straight in there.
This is going to be a big chop up in the middle. And advantage you with a 4 up in run. Toughness 6 at the minute.
Yeah.
Strength 5 plus 3 with the choppies. My captain wants to go in, but he definitely doesn't want to go in at the same time. He's one of those things where he's like, I am the hero of the Imperium. I'll sit this one out 5 minutes. My tea is brewing.
And that's all for the charge phase, folks. So we'll go into combat, and I'm coming and hammering about whether to spend the CP on +1 damage on these guys. And I think I need to because of Iron Hand's Shrugs. So I'm going to spend the CP taking me down to 1 for +1 damage on the Death Shroud.
Right, well, you're going to be up to strength 8 now, is that correct?
No, I'm now strength
9, right. Mock 2 CP off me, and we'll do transhuman on these guys.
I'll leave you with 1 as well.
Yeah, we'll both go down to 1.
Nice and even. So transhuman on these guys. So I'm just going to count out my attacks because I can't remember exactly how many I get. I think it's 21 at this stage.
Something like that, 3 each, and then the charge, so the extra 1.
So that would be 20, and then 1 for the champion. So 21. Okay, so here we go. This is hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s, 6s pop.
6s pop twice. Okay, and we're re-rolling all fails because we've got the Talon in range there. Okay, so we've missed a couple, and then we've got 5 6s for 5 Death to the False Emperors. I'm just going to grab some dice.
I'll get a bird's eye view here of this.
So we've missed with 2 and then reroll for the talisman. So that is that many.
So you've basically got everything bar 1 or something plus
and
a few
then
extras.
5 for the talisman's relic as well,
Yeah.
so their 6 is naturally exposed. So we've got way more than we started with.
Yeah, which is good. I don't expect this unit to live unless I'd use transhuman might help them a little bit.
So transhuman means that I
1, 2s and 3s fail.
Cool.
That's the only hope I've got to survive here.
Yeah. So here we go. Winning on 4s. Blades is in effect, so you've got mortals on 6s as well. Rerolling all fails because they are plague weapons within range of that guy. So it was not a bad start, and that was a really good conversion. So this is a lot of saves.
Yeah,
They in various range.
They are, and I'm going to get a lot of dice. 16. 24 dice, needing 5s because I'm within Ferios. It's normally -3, isn't it? So it would be like 6s. Well, there's some there, but not a lot. We're going to have to do this off camera because there's 18 gone through. Each one's D3 plus 1 damage. Obviously, we've got to do it on a guy individually because who knows, 6s could be a pain in the butt cheeks. We're going to come back after it's done. So, surprise, surprise, they died. Harry rolled really well on the damage. I think the first 5 rolls were the maximum, 3 plus 1, so 4 damage each guy. Very, very quickly chopped his way through them, which leaves me with a big headache now because they're sitting pretty in the cover, I believe.
Yes, indeed. You get blown to bits next turn.
Yeah. Well, I block them, but there's no blocking these guys. But I think we're pretty much spent on with CP to do all the super moves, if we put it that way. So now this is scary because they are tough. Tough this turn as well. Toughness 6, 2 up armor, 4 up invuln, in cover, so 1 up save basically. We'll stay in the tactical doctrine, I think, for battle round 3, but we'll score you up. So you've got... How many units did you kill? You killed 1 unit this turn, but I killed...
For the speeder as well.
Sorry, the speeder and the thingy, and I've... Yeah, so you still haven't killed more yet. Mm-hmm. You're still on your priority for 3.
Yep. That's it, because they're assassinate.
Oh yeah, assassinate. So he's looking to get through to the characters, right. So we'll mark your score up and come back with Iron Hands, turn 3. Right, so we've moved a lot of stuff around here. At the start of the shooting phase, we're going to nominate this guy, which is in 3 of Ferios, to do its ballistic skill 2, just because it's got the most weapons. And that's about it. So a little shuffle, so everything can basically see the Terminators around here and within range. These guys advanced, so they'll not be shooting any pistols, but I've got a good advance, so they're out there. And these guys come around to start putting in some shots down here. Went up to 2 CP. At the start of the turn, this one was contested because there was 5 models apiece. I didn't have any troops or anything on here. So I just got 5 points for the primary. 10 points for the primary, sorry, up here and up here. So yeah, let's do some little small arms and again come back with the big guns because even these guys have got like heavy pistols and stuff. So there's a lot of shooting to do this turn. These guys, humming and hawing, they might be... We'll just have to see. But I'm going to start with the big guns and work my way backwards, I think. So this guy's going to do las cannons, las talons down there. I'm sort of just tempted to just keep going at your Terminators. I need to think. I'm going to start down here with the small arms and leave this guy to last. Summary so far. Basically everything around here has pumped shots into the Terminators. We've killed a couple. Obviously they're going to be on like 2 up armor in the cover, all that kind of stuff. It's took a lot of guns. This guy done his last few small arms at them and the las cannons over here. So we've got 3 hits and wounds on this unit, which Harry's about to make his save for now. Ooh, he's failed all 3. So we've got 3d6. So it's 3, 6 and 8.
Perfect.
Wait there, how many CP am I on?
You're on 2.
2. It's enough to put on transhuman. You know what? Let's just go for it, try and take out a crawler.
Cool.
3, so 9.
Okay.
9 wounds, and I'm down to 1 CP.
So I need 1 more dice.
How many did that say? I had to go and get a dice.
Looking for at least 2 5s here. He's done it.
He's got 3, yeah, 4.
So it takes 5 wounds to do it.
Nice. It's a start. It's a little bit of a start. It's what I needed to do. So we're going to start with the charge phase then. And the Blade Guard are going to go in. It's like a 2, but a 1, but a -2. So are you CP in Overwatch?
No, that's fine.
Right, so they're 11.
That'll do.
This will do, because this is where my shenanigans might not come in. So they're just going to go... Yeah.
What? Pick 5.
This is what we want to do. This is one that the blade guard in.
This is it, yeah.
So what I'm going to do actually is keep that one there. I was making room. That's what I'm doing. So we're getting the lieutenant's now going to go in. I think he's got a rope.
That'll do.
Yeah. Warlord's going to go in. He's got the Imperium sword. That's enough as well. 8. Everyone's going in, Dave. Let's hope they all don't die. Right, these guys are going to multi-charge. And they're going to multi-charge Foulblight Spawn and the Terminators.
Yep.
Now, I won't get a -2 because to get in within an inch, I don't have to go through this, and I'm not going through there. Are you humming and hawing for the Overwatch?
I am humming and hawing for the Overwatch. I think I'm going to do it.
Right, I'll roll the dice, and if you know you're going to do it, I'll roll the dice. That's definitely enough in 8 as well. So, what I'm... Go on then.
Actually, no, I'm not.
No.
I've lied.
Boss is going to go in. I'm trying to bait you. You see, to split your attacks 8, so that's definitely enough because he's not moving around. So he's going to go in there. Now comes the bad bit though, because the helm's going to make this guy's aura 10 inches, isn't it?
At the end of the charge phase, I'm going to pile in with this guy.
Tallyman.
Here. So,
Well, all units within 10 don't count as charging. That's right, because it's +3. So we'll measure up because I think he'll be in. I think he's within 10. Yeah, it's a big range.
Yeah, so there we are.
So yeah. So you get anyone that counts as charge, it doesn't count as charging effectively. And because you'd be the defending unit, you get to go first.
So, and there's no one that's charged outside of this bubble, so the Terminators will go first.
But for anyone that's watching online, just to point out, I don't lose the charge. I'll still get my +1 attacks, but I don't get the activate first ability. He doesn't remove that. He removes the activation stages, which is why he's really good. So the model's still charged. So for anyone that's doing it, Space Marines or anything, if you get a bonus to charge on the attack, you'll get your bonus attacks, but you just don't count as the actual, like, I get to go first. Whew. So I'll let you have a think about where you're splitting your attacks, because I'm going to take casualties here.
I'm ready.
You ready? All right, where you going then?
So the champion of the Death Shroud, who's known as Turin.
Is that this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually wanted to swing at the Warlord, but he probably, so I'd have to pile in a little bit like this. And then...
Yeah, he'll touch him, so he's
be able to swing at him.
So he's going to
swing at the Warlord, and everyone else is going to go at the Blade card.
Yay!
Okay. So Turin's in yellow, and the rest are in other colours. Okay. Or should I just do Warlord first? Let's do that first.
You can go Warlord, and I might use my last 2 CP for Transhuman on the Blade Guard.
On the Blade Guard. Okay.
I want to use it on the Warlord, but it's a lot for one model, isn't it? So yeah, I'll use it on the Blade Guard.
And I'm using my last CP that I didn't Overwatch with to buff the damage again.
Right, okay.
So DP +1. So here's Turin at your Warlord, hitting on 3s. No explosions, 2 rerolls for the Tallyman. There we go. So that is a Death to the False Emperor.
Yeah.
Which we'll get. Which goes off the table, which hits, and then 1 extra hit for the Tallyman as well. So he's got 7 hits from 5 attacks. Love it. He will wound you on 2s because he's strength 9 and +1 to wound.
Yeah.
And he rerolls once. Ooh, so he failed one. So that's 6 wounds at -3 and 1 mortal in it.
Well, the mortal's going to come into play for his shield, but we'll do that in a second because he's got it's the relic shield, isn't it? Which is a bit different to normal shields. So it's going to be 6 4-ups. I think it's 4-ups. It's normal 3-ups. So 3 go through.
Yep.
And then the mortal wounds. They're normal damage, so the mortal wound on the shield, I believe you ignore it on something, which will be that. That'll do it.
So I get 3d3 plus 3 damage.
Yeah, I've got to tank all these. 2, 4, 6,
9
God.
damage altogether.
6,
I'm nervous.
You should get him here. But like I said, we need to go in because this was going to happen either way, so... He's gone. So 3, yeah, 9. Didn't make 1. Ah! So that is the Imperium sword gone.
Ooh. Okay. And then the other 2 into the Blade Guard.
Yeah.
Looking for 3s again. And some 6s in there. Re-rolling the fails for the Tallyman. Ooh, so they all didn't convert. But you
got some extra, yeah.
And then I get 3 Death to the False Emperors. Which I can re-roll. So there's this many hits. It is forced to wound. Re-rolling everything. Because of transhuman. So there we go. That is no mortals. And it is 7 for other mortals.
7. Yeah, it's -3, so that +1 armor save at 2 will go to a 5. So 4 ups, we need a good roll here. We do get a good roll.
A lovely roll.
So 2 go through.
So the first one does 2 damage.
which goes through.
And then the next one does 2 damage as well.
2 damage, which go through. So we get to nominate now. I'll go with these 10 guys. It's going to be a bit of a mix of a split. The sergeant's got a chainsword, so we'll do some pale-ins. This guy's obviously fell over, so we'll put everybody right, pale-in and all that kind of stuff.
On the foul blight.
Yeah, roll all these off camera just because there's so many dice splitting attacks. What it basically ended up coming into everybody, a couple of guys into a Terminator, caused 3 wounds, and everybody else just went into the foul blight spawn, which is the Warlord, which makes no difference now.
So 10 wounds on the blight spawn.
10, 3 ups, yeah. Yeah, because the chainswords aren't -1 yet.
Yeah, he's failed 3. And he's failed them all.
So that's him dead.
Dead.
Yeah. Did they blow up?
I don't think they do. I think it's the grenade.
I don't know why that just went in my head there. I was like,
the grenade guy blows up. So nice. That slay the wall. And now his aura's turned off.
Yeah.
So we're back to charging in normal order.
well, which makes no difference. Everyone that charges is charged. So, and then you've got 3 saves of a 2 up on the Terminator. Hopefully, I can scratch a wound or something off here, which might help.
Yeah, there's 1. And DR.
Yeah, scratch the wound, which is about as best as I could do. Which now means it's your tally man, really, because actually, no, his aura's off now, isn't he?
Yeah,
or does it last for the full phase?
No, that's his aura.
So we'll go back to my charge units. We'll do Ferios. Obviously, the Blade Guard can jump in, and then it'll be Tallyman last. Right, Blade Guard. Let's get some dice. Right, we've got 2 Blade Guards left. Into the Terminators. Looking for a really good roll here, please. -1 to hit. That was a good roll. Can't re-roll anything. Same again would be absolutely fantastic. Lots of 5s and 6s. I am strength 5, but obviously that power going off, it's pretty good. Ooh, that's a very good start. You know what? I didn't expect to do that many, so that's good.
I wasn't expecting it either. And then 4 ups. That's how you do it.
Ugh, but these are 2 damage each. 2 damage to mastercrafted blades.
So you don't
there come the disgusting resilience. So we've got the lieutenant in there as well. I could have probably added his attacks in, although he hits on 3s. So we're going to do Ferios, because we're just talking, obviously we forgot about them. Well, I forgot about the -1 cap. So he's got 2, has he got 2 or 1 servo arm? He's got 2, hasn't he yet? 2 servo arms, but he gets 5 attacks, but only 2 can be with the servo arm. He gets +1 because he's a marine when he charges, so we'll 4 with the axe at -1, 2 with the servo arms. So 2 servo arms, and these ones, so we've got 2 hits with each basically.
The 2, yeah.
The 5 and a 6, yeah. So they'd miss because he's weapon skilled as mad, 2s, but it'll be -1s.
Yeah.
So I'm strength 6.
So 4s.
So 4s. I'm just double checking because I've not used this in ages. Yeah, Harrowwind. No, Harrowwind's +3, so he's strength 7. So he's 3s. 3s -2. Yep. So his Harrowwind's gone through twice, and the servo arm is strength, so it'll be 3s. But so there. So there's 1 gone through. None are damaged other. So I'll take the 3 wound first.
Okay. There's 1 that is damaged.
Is there?
There's 1 that's
I'll take the 2 wounds first then. Sorry.
So here's the first 2 wounder fails and then dies.
Yeah. So then there's
second 2 wounder passes
and then the 3 wounder passes. So we'll Terminator down. So the captain, we're looking for 2s to -1 to 3s. Oh, there comes a bad roll, which is fair because I've rolled ridiculously well so far for everything else. And no wounds. So he's got, but I think I've killed 3 Terminators this turn.
Yeah.
Morale could be a thing.
All of shooting and.
Yeah, but morale could be a thing. Yeah. Could be, might not be. And then I think it's you. I think it's
9, so we can't actually stay off.
It's true. Ferryman, I think that's
Ferryman, yeah. So 4 swings from him.
He'll pale in as well. Sorry, just so there, and this guy will pale in.
So 4 swings from the Tallyman, hitting on 3s, re-rolling for himself, and that one's cocked. So we'll do the cock first. So 3 misses, re-rolling for himself. So 1 explodes, and then death to the False Emperor for himself. These are winning on 4s,
yep.
re-rolling 1s, because you've now destroyed my full re-roll.
2 wounds on 2 normal armor saves, because he's got no special weapons, has he? So they pass. I'll do my paling thing, let you do your paling stuff and that, just so we'll make sure we're in the right place, then we'll score up this turn. That was brutal. It had to happen. And the horrible thing is, you know it has to happen, but that's what those Terminators do. I know it myself, I love them. They just absolutely soak up everything, and they can absolutely dish it out as well, and I had to feed your bodies. So just the 3 points for me that turn from the priority orders. Go into your turn, so for the primary it's 1, 2, so 10 points on the primary. And he's got a CP back. Yeah, and that's it. So we'll do some movement, come back. Phase done. Just general push this way to fill bodies in the gap, I think. These guys have moved round now to come and get shots on stuff down here. They advance this way and they're good where they are, I think. I don't know if you moved them at all, I just
shuffled.
Shuffled them, yeah. Right, so we're going into the psychic phase.
Yeah, so let's start off with miasma again.
Coming from
this fella.
front guy, yeah.
Like they said, and it's going on to the death shroud.
Yep.
It goes off on a 6.
It does go
it's
off.
More than 7, so you take a mortal wound on
I
an
do, yeah. We'll do the 6s in a minute because I've got a feeling that'll not be the last of the mortal wounds.
Yeah, that's right. And then, so his next one will be a smite. And
yeah.
There it goes.
So that's 2 mortal wounds plus D3.
Yeah.
Because you're on more than 7 for the. Yeah. You need your D3.
So we'll do the D3 now.
That's 2. So that's 4 mortal wounds. Yeah.
And then moving on to the next guy, he's going to cast blades onto the death shroud.
Yeah.
Looking for a 5.
It's on.
Goes off, but that is not more than 7.
Not more than 7. 7, yeah.
Yeah. So that's nothing there. And then his other power is Curse of the Leper.
Was it not? Putrescent, yeah.
For the +1 strength and toughness. And I think I don't really need that now, so I'm just going to smite.
Smite on a 6.
There it is.
It is, and that's more than 7 again, so that's 1 plus D3 mortal wounds.
So we've got
2, 3.
7, right?
You do, yeah. I've got 7 dice in my hand. All going on the intercessors. Obviously, the reason we just totaled it up is there's enough there to eat up all the mortal wounds, really.
And for anyone who doesn't know, the malignant plague casters, if they cast on more than 7, they cause a mortal wound.
They do. You're 100% correct.
So that's why we're doing that.
And we've lost 3 guys.
And
shooting.
Tallyman will fire his plasma pistol, not overcharged. I should have overcharged it.
Yeah.
So he hits and he wounds.
He wounds.
-3.
Yep. So we're looking for a 5-up in one because all the units are still within 6 of thingy. Yep.
Nice.
Passed.
Cool. And then we'll fire the pistol flamers from the death shroud.
Yep.
And they're going to put all of them into the blade guard. So this is number of hits. It's 8. Need another dice. Sorry guys.
That's alright. So it's coming down here. Some little nasty pistol flamers.
5s. Rerolling 1s. That's
nice.
tidy. So it's 5 wounds, 2 ones.
Looks like your turn this time to get some good runes on the 5 and 6s. So we're looking for 2s.
Yeah,
it's no minus.
Cover, right?
Well, they'll get a +1 off the storm shield as well. Gives a +1 armor save. So they're 2-up armor, 4-up in gun.
Yeah.
So yeah, they all saved.
They're all fine. So that was worth a try. And then we'll go on to the blight haulers, and we'll just have a look at what's in the range. I don't even know if I can see the.
Yeah,
I can. So.
Yeah, you can definitely see the bikes.
So we'll do all the little guns at the bike.
This one probably couldn't, weirdly, because he'd have to draw his line unless he can draw it. There's a guy here, yeah, you can see. You can see. So I couldn't see my bike for the tank.
All the little guns at the bikes.
Yeah.
Multi-melters, I think one of them's out of
12-inch.
12, so we'll do all the. So we'll do crack missiles and multi-melters in.
Okie dokie, and little we'll do the flamey things off camera because they're D3 on the D3, so hitting on 3s.
Let's start off with the multi-melters. I had a different coloured dice. So the red one is the one that's out of double tap range.
Yeah.
So here we go, 3s. You don't do it. And 3s,
4s, yeah, because it's T8. And then the missiles.
And 4s, 2.
Oh, that's better. -2. So these are -2, so we get 5-ups. I'd like to make both of these, please. Make 1, I'll live with that.
Yeah.
So D6 damage.
It's a mighty 2.
2, are you CPing it?
No.
No, he's keeping that 1. So yeah, he takes 2, down to 14. I made that number up, but I think it's 16 to start.
Sounds about right. And then we'll do the little bile spurts. So that's 5 shots. 3s. And strength 6. So
3s to wound.
3 1s.
Nice, 3 wounds. -1, 3 4-ups on the bikes. We go 2 go through. There's single damage on there. It's in combat. It's like extra damage, isn't it?
There's still single damage.
Are there? I thought there were 2 damage in combat or something.
I would love them to be, but no.
I'm sure there's 1. You know, you might want to check.
Haulers and their 6-inch charge into the bikes.
Yeah.
And
It's a fail.
I'm gonna spend my 1 CP on that. Would be nice.
To be honest, there's pretty much nothing else that you're going to spend it on, I don't think.
Is there +1 damage on the death shroud again? But then it's, are they alive to spend it on them?
Exactly, because I'll be nominating first this turn, so it's your call. I mean, it depends how important it is to get those guys in.
Save it.
Yeah.
Save it, yeah.
So any more charges?
Yeah. So
Obviously the Psyker's not in combat, so is he going in?
We'll do the closest Psyker into there. So
7.
7.
So you
come
come
5 through the cover, and then the one behind him, just in the gap that he's left.
Yeah.
And that's a 3, which will just do it because he's left the gap. He doesn't have to go through.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll move this guy around. We'll let you move in, and then we'll.
Just for him.
Yeah.
Just here. First.
Yeah. So going down here, this guy's going to start
Hitting on 3s. Rerolling for the timer.
Ooh, all hits, nice. Strength 5 or 6, I think, with his corrupted stuff. Yeah.
So it'll be 3s to wound. That is 3 at -1. 4 at -1.
4 -1. So 4, 3 4-ups. Forgetting maths, yeah. So 2 go through, and it's D3 damage time.
First D3 is 1, and then the second is 1.
So we'll do 2 dice. So that's 1 guy dead.
Okay. And then we'll just rinse and repeat with the next sorcerer.
I'll just put him down there for the dead pale this turn. Yeah, sorcerer on number 2.
Yes.
Nice. Death to the False Emperor.
Death to the False Emperor and an explosion for the timer. And then 3s again. No rerolls for him because it's not a plague weapon.
3 4-ups, and this turn we're all good. So we'll nominate a unit. We're going to have to go to the Blade God. We need to try and shift these Terminators, yeah. Well, obviously, there's only a Tallyman to punch in down here, I think. So we'll go to these guys. 3 attacks each. It weren't charged this turn, so I'm not getting a bonus one. Ooh.
Still forced to hit.
It is forced to hit. No rerolls because the captain's dead. And we're looking for 5s to wound. 1. It minus
Strength, are they?
strength 5 because the Mastercraft is plus 1.
Well.
Oh, did it? Sorry.
Didn't cast the plus 1.
There you go. 2. 2 go through it, minus 3.
Yeah, so 4 up involved. That's one fail one.
And it's 2 damage.
I'm going to throw a CP at that.
Okie dokie, yeah.
2 damage though. Yeah, it's better to have no life. So I'm going to CP reroll this.
Yep. It's a pass, so that's a CP going for everybody this phase, and it's your turn to
Swing back.
swing back now, yeah?
So let's do the champion at Ferris. And let's do the other guy at... So who's the attack? Charge, no one charge this time. Yeah, so we'll do the champion at Ferris, and the other guy is going to go at the lieutenant.
Yep.
We'll do him first. So hitting on 3s. Rerolling.
So this is into the lieutenant first, yeah?
Into the lieutenant. That's how
You can say head however you want, I normally say
one
lieutenant.
explodes, and 1 Death of the False Emperor, which misses, and then hits. So 5 hits. And these are wounding on 2s, right?
I'm only T5 with Gravis.
So I'm strength 8,
Actually, let it check.
and then I've got
I think
blades.
it's you're wounding anyway.
Yeah, so they will all wound. There's 2 mortals in addition.
5. So we'll keep the mortals. These shields don't get the relic stuff. It was just the captains.
Cool.
So we'll do the 5 4-ups. Ooh, drop 3. I've got no CP. I can't do anything about that.
So this is 3d3 plus 2 for the mortals already. It's going to be 9 wounds altogether on him.
So we've got 2 mortals, and then you've got 3, 7, was it?
Yeah. 6 from there. Sorry, so I can't do maths.
Right, okay.
So that is 8 wounds in total.
8 go through. This should get the squad. It pretty much.
So that's the lieutenant.
Yeah. Well, sorry, should get the lieutenant. Definitely gets the lieutenant. So he's dead. We'll lie him down.
And then into Farius, Giant Father, from my champion. 3s. Rerolling.
I need some luck here.
And Death of the False Emperor. Oh, and then reroll for the Tallyman. So we got full force, so we can't complain too much. And then again, it will be 2s to wound. Rerolling 1 for plague weapon. So that is 4 at -3.
So he saved. I think his influence 5 up. He's going to fail 3. I'm 100% sure it's 5 up for this guy.
Yeah. So I've got 2 mortals.
Yep.
And then 3d3.
2 mortals.
And 7 other wounds. 9 altogether.
Again, another dice. This guy does ignore them on 5s and 6s though. I think he's a bit tougher.
Starts at 7 as well, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Just enough.
2, 4, 6. Let us double check that is the case, because I'm pretty sure it is, but I might be wrong. My turn, I'm going to go here, because obviously Tallyman hasn't been, there's no more activations to do down here. So we'll do that off camera, split up the attacks where we can. We'll probably at this phase going to go everything at the Tallyman, as many as we can, to get rid of that aura buff for himself.
It's tasty.
Yeah, and then we'll see what we're going to do. Just to recap, because there's loads of attacks everywhere, I think we did 4 or 5 wounds on Tallyman, he passed them all, or passed these disgusting, so didn't take any damage. Come down here, obviously Furious was last time, got a solid hit with each axe and
wound.
And
so
then he's
this
hitting
is a
wound,
4-up
yeah.
save on your 3 damage fist.
4-up save on the 3 damage.
Passed. And
Passed
a 4-up save
on the 2
2
damage.
axe. Passed.
Oh, nice, he's tanking it now. And then I think that's everybody, isn't it? That's done, yeah.
So, on to morales, but I don't think there'll be any.
I've definitely got a morale, because I've lost, how many's in there? 2, 4, 6, I've lost 4 guys. 3's 9, I think it's 9 with a sword, or maybe 8.
3 is 7, so you'll be trying it.
Oh, sorry, I can't do math, you've got my head now.
It's harder when
3,
you're
6,
actually rolling
let me just, 6, yes, there's 4 guys dead, yeah.
Yeah, 3
So
of
3.
them, so
So we're good. So we'll tally up your points. So you killed the lieutenant. That was it, wasn't it? So 1 unit.
So in the battle round,
Because that's where we score, isn't it? But I've definitely killed the foul blade, so there's 1.
yeah,
And you killed the lieutenant.
and the captain.
The captain in my turn. I'm looking at the death pale. Yeah, so the captain, the lieutenant, and it's just other guys from here and there.
Oh, well, they've got kill more now.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, because I didn't kill a full squad. definitely didn't. So yeah, so you'll get the points for that one this turn, and you'll obviously get your priority one.
Yeah, so priority.
As we move into turn 4.
Assassinate is...
Right, so the Iron Hands have moved. A little bit of shuffling here. We did fall back. Ferios fell back. I believe you can repair. You know, it's just popped in my head. It doesn't say you can't repair a vehicle if you fall back. I know you can't cast a psychic power. Yeah, right, fine, okay. So obviously he heals for the full 3, so the repulsor's back. These guys zipped around here. Going to probably put some shots into the poxwalkers down there and hopefully kill them to force you, even though you've got another unit that can go there. Or I might just throw everything into these and see. But the repulsor dropped down, sitting on the objective, obviously blocking this off because these can't get round. Hopefully that's the idea. Yeah.
Little bit of admin. Dean graciously let me go back and re-roll my Tallyman CP farming rolls.
I don't think it's gracious. You're supposed to do it. If you forget, it's not your fault.
Everyone who's been screaming at the TV, thank you, we heard you.
So basically, I think it was 4 or 5 rolls you'd missed because it was the Foul Blight spawns 2 thingies, these guys flamers. Basically got 1 back. He rolled 1-7, so the Tallyman got it back because he's still alive. Hopefully not for much longer. This turn I might put... Both the Psychers are on 3 wounds. I might actually just put some attacks into those. But we're going to go into the shooting phase. We're going to start down here. We're going to try and pump some stuff into the Terminators to kill them. So we're going to start with the Eradicator. At the end of the phase as well, we'll give this guy the Ballistic Skill 2 up. So yeah, we'll start with the Eradicator into the Terminators. Missed. Boo, boo, boo. Missed twice. He's actually missed twice, 2 turns in a row now.
Scared, hey?
Yeah, he is scared. So this guy... You know what, I just thought I could have nominated him for the reroll 1 hit, 1 miss, 1 wound, but he's going to do it on himself. So we're hit on 3s because you're -1.
Yes.
So 2 las cannon hits,
Nice.
missile launcher, miss, but he can reroll 1 hit, so he's missed. We're looking for 3s to wound. They both wound. We could have rerolled a failed wound, but we're not going to. So you're looking for 4 up in runs. Ooh, both this time. Is a CP coming out to play or not?
I need these guys.
I think if you're going to save them, you need to save them now.
So looking for a 4. Nope.
No, so the first one is 3. The second one is a 6. I'm going to reroll the damage on the 3 to a 2.
So can I get? So this is the first one, which is 2. So I need to get one of these.
Yeah.
No.
And then 6 on the next guy.
On the next guy. Yeah.
Praise Jesus.
All the Terminators.
Thank God.
Well done.
Whew.
Needed that.
I definitely needed that to push them off.
Cut it real fine.
Well, the thing is, I said, like, you know, as a Deathguard player, I love them. We talked about these lots. But for me, I don't have 6 or more models. I've got 3. And 3's so damaging, but it's not enough to, like, feel like you're really getting the most out of them. And I don't want to buy any more, if I'm being honest, because it... But I know you play a lot of tournaments, and I think that's a brilliant number of them. It's so hard. Choose through so many. And it's an absolute counterpunch to this kind of stuff as well. And they're a real deterrent, the Foul Blight Spawn, the combinations. Everyone can see there how brutal those combinations are. And they work really well. Yeah. And it's horrible when you're aware of it and you've still got to try and get through it. Yeah, that's why I love them. Cataphracti, but I think that's perfect. I think their rules are absolutely perfect because they should be Cataphracti. All Chaos Terminators, I think, should be old Terminator armor. Cataphracti, they should be toughness 5, which is fantastic. So these guys, I don't know if we'll point out in the movement phase, just shuffled up there because they're on that objective. They're not doing much else, but for last turn, I can hop that side to get... I know I can't be within 6 of the board, but I could maybe still be within the objective and get something or put some shots down here, all that kind of stuff. We'll just see anyway, we'll see. So these guys are going to put pistols. They'll have to split them because characters are all over and you've got to be within engagement range. So the back ones aren't in engagement range of the side guy, etc, etc. We'll do that off camera. And then we'll move down here. This guy is going to go all guns blazing into the crawler. So we'll do the las cannons and the las talon first. And then I'll do all the small arms off camera. So we're looking for 2s. Can't reroll any 1s. Oh. That's what you need. Or both wound though.
2 5 up.
2 5 up in runs. 1's passed, 1's failed. So we're looking for D6 damage. 2. I've got a CP. I did because his was his warlord trait. I'm going to go for it because 1's on 3 wounds. Oh, Dean, that's twice I've done that to myself. It's 1.
So 1 DR, which I pass.
Which you pass.
Insult to injury.
It does. Right, all the small arms off camera, and then the last unit to shoot will be these guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Yeah, so that's it, done. Pistols over here did nothing. We're in the assault phase, just a reminder, because I have to have been 2 turns in the tactical. I'm pretty sure you can't stay a third in the tactical. And then obviously down here I kill 4 of the zombies, which takes us into the charge phase. Now, you don't have any CP as of yet, so I think charges down here are pretty much... I'll measure, if I'm within range, I'm going to attempt a cheeky one. But oh, they did, that's right, they did. So thanks for reminding us. So I don't think I'll have any charges down there.
My pleasure.
And these guys will go in against the... Mephitic, I've just totally forgot the names. Mephitic Bay, that's the one. I'm tempted with the tank, but the tank's good where he is. So 2d6. I don't really think I can fail this, but what I'm trying to do is get distance, and then I can get further up the board. So we've got 6, we'll move these guys in. Right, so I think that's definitely it for charges. Obviously down there, nothing I can do about it. So we're going to come down here with the bikes. We know they get a lot of attacks, because it's like 16 attacks for the unit with the chainsaws. It's 3 each, 4 because the charge, and then the sergeant they get a bonus 2 attacks on the charge instead of 1. They basically get a bucket load. I'm hoping I can kill a thing. I seriously doubt it, but we'll see how I get on. Dice, hitting on 4s, because the crawlers are -1. That's a decent roll. Right, Deathguard's turn activate. I didn't expect to do much down here. A couple of wounds, you've made the saves pretty much up past the discussing your resilience. So
we'll go on to the next sorcerer next.
Yep.
Freeze, and he will hit
wow.
Reroll.
He is angry.
He is angry. So we get 2 explosions and then 2 death for the false emperors. So a lot of hits. 3s. 3 wounds.
3 -1s, 3 4-ups would be nice. Oh, made 2. That's good. D3 damage.
2 damage.
2, 6 here would be good. Oh no, so we'll lose another one. And then you've got Daemon.
Yep, so he may as well go next. He misses twice. He's not practicing white creatures here.
No, he's definitely not. Too busy helping others.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
1 wound. No minus for him.
And we're good. So I've took the guy off. We've done all the attacks down there. I've lost 2, so I can't fail a morale check down there. But we've got the haulers down there to attack back. Should do that off camera, because again, it's a lot of dice and a lot of rolling and feel no pain and stuff. But yeah, so down here, really solid hit roll, really embarrassing wound roll, 4 5 1s, and then converted to 3 1s and 2 2s or something like that. So took the wound on the bike, which is what I was hoping for, because I need these guys to soak up any shots next turn. Or if he falls back, then he's not shooting. So he'll probably stay and shoot anyway.
Solid.
But at the end of that turn, I think... Oh no, I haven't attacked my guys down here, have I?
Yeah.
No, sorry, I did.
1 wound to the tank.
That's right. I didn't do any damage really. I think that's it. So I definitely have my priority for 3, and I think I might have maxed out on that now. And then we'll have to have a look. So I don't think I'm on engage on all fronts, and I don't think I'm on whatever my other one was. Bring it down. I didn't, because I didn't kill one.
Not quite.
Yeah. So we're just zooming in here.
A little bit.
Blocking the gap. You shall not pass. Well, they might pass, we never know. Those bikes need to stay alive though. Need to stay alive this turn. Nab round, get round there and contest me. I think not. I'll not score any points for the primary, but it might help deny you some for the primary.
So let's advance this pop focus on camera. 1.
Nice 5. That should maybe get them within range of that. Maybe not.
Now, so I'm not cheating.
Yeah, just measure 8 if they're with 8. Yeah, he's in. Look at that. 8 touches it.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's good. That means those bikes have got a lot of work cut out for them if they want to get round there and do some damage. Big turn for this. Let's see what damage you can do, and hopefully the Iron Hands can hold on to that, what I think is a very slight lead. I think, anyway. May not be.
The guy who has miasma, and he's going to put it onto this 10-man poxwalker.
So, whichever one, right, okay. I don't know who it is. Doesn't really matter at this stage, so miasma goes off, so the poxwalkers are -1 hit down here.
Yeah, and we'll just start counting your mortal wounds.
Yeah, I've got a dice ready.
Cool. And then next up he will smite. And that goes
off. Super smite, but
I have a CP, but
actually,
I'm going to take it.
Well, you've got 3 wounds, so there's a chance you could die, so I have to see how many wounds you take.
The number of wounds that I'm going to take.
3. He needs 3 5-ups.
3 5-ups.
He's dead.
He's dead, so he blows up.
So smite doesn't go off.
We'll resolve that now.
Okay. We'll come back in an hour.
Okay. And then on his friend. Another 3.
Harry, this could be big. He's dead.
He's dead.
Oh my god. Look at that super smite as well. I was like, I'm in trouble.
The Tallyman takes 3.
Harry's rolled 3 for every unit.
He's dead.
No, he's on 2. Oh, is
He's
it?
got 2 left.
Oh. So hang on, this Psyker's blew up. He's killed himself. He's killed this Psyker. He's killed the Tallyman. He's took 2 wounds off the Chaos Lord. 3 wounds on the... And 2 of the zombies passed. So he's called literally... Right, you're going to roll a 1. You're going to roll a... There you go. Oh, Harry, man.
So you've taken 2 mortal wounds altogether from that side.
Yeah, because it passed on it. Well, no, because it didn't pass. But
So
the other one
first
passed.
one
The other one passed on a 7.
Yeah.
So that's these petulescent
Yeah,
fallout,
and
isn't
then
it?
one from the- so
2
2
6-ups. So no. So you do kill a guy. I'll take that. I'll buy that for $1. Ouch! Ouch!
Ouch,
Yeah.
ouch. Now we're on to shooting, because that was a psychic phase concluded pretty quick. The Chaos Lord.
That's the craziest psychic explosion I've ever seen.
It was tidy. That was,
Especially Deathguard as well, because everyone you had that died was pretty much on 3 wounds.
Yeah.
And you're like, they'll pass at least 1. Statistically, they've got to pass 1. Oh my god,
not-
Nurgle's
not
arsehole
today.
just went... Take him back.
We were doing so well for PG up until that
Oh,
point. as well.
my god, I'll
So
edit
we're
that.
going to fire the worm spitter at those.
These guys
those
down
little
here.
fellas there. We're going to hit, and we are probably going to wound at strength 5. So
Yeah, it's definitely a wound. -2. So it goes through 1 damage. You'll do a 6-up, but they're corroded now. Is that correct?
They are
So
corroded.
yeah. So we've got a wound on a guy. We'll get a dice.
Right.
I'll put it on whoever that guy there.
And then we'll fire the light horse in combat. So we'll do their crack missiles first.
Yeah. So these for people, I'm sure people know now, but because they're heavy in combat, they're going to be -1.
So this is false.
So they're hitting on 4s.
It's 2 hits.
2 hits. That's pretty good still.
T5, right? So
Yeah.
no wounds.
No wounds.
And then the melters.
The multi-melters. Oh no. Ooh,
1 wound.
just
from
1 wound.
multi-melter.
Well, there's no save. It's -4.
And he's
It's
dead.
2d6. Pick your highest.
2. Keep doing it.
Harry. He's got 1 wound. A double 6. Right, you roll a double 6 on the psychic phase. Is it coming? Yes or no?
Yeah, you've got
You think it?
You've got it.
Nah, it's definitely not. So we'll kill the bike,
You don't have one anyway.
and then you've got the bale. Oh, bale splits
they're-
can't
they're
because they're
blast,
blast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, I escaped. That's the best psychic phase my army's done all game, and I don't even have a psyker. You know what's even worse and weird? If I did have that relic, it wouldn't matter because he killed them all anyway. But it would have been like a failed psychic test because he died. So then it would have just been an epic, just vortex warp open up.
That guy's fired.
Wow.
He's fired. Cool. So let's do some charges. Let's do the poxwalkers into the intercessors.
Yeah. Oh, they're definitely in. That's a 7. I'll let you move them in. I'm assuming the Chaos Lord's going in.
Yeah, I think he will have
Yeah.
to be honest.
And then I think that's probably it, isn't it? Everything else is out of range of charges and stuff.
The holes are already in.
I'll let you move them in. Come back.
Attacks on the charge. He's going to use his power fist.
Oh, that's a different unit of Poxwalkers, isn't it? Yeah.
So 5 attacks from the power fist, hitting on 3s, rerolling the 1s.
It's a good job. It's a good job you killed your own tally, man.
Yep, that was a great decision there. Do that again. It will be 2s to wound.
It definitely will. They all go through at -2.
-3 for a power fist.
I'm just totally. What was it? 4, 5?
4.
4. 4 -3. See how come the 6 is to save the squad. Right, we'll save 1. So
the
it's
first
3.
one does 2 damage to the 1 wound guy.
So he's probably dead. Yes, he's
The
dead.
next one does 1 damage,
And then you may as well roll for the other one.
which does 1
1 damage. So 2 on the last guy by the sergeant. So it's just the sergeant left alive with a chainsword.
Go with the poxwalkers next.
He is holding the pass. He must be, he's a Spartan or something like that. He must be.
He really is. The hot gates here. I'll pile in 5s because they are.
You can reroll 1s because of the Lord, but yeah,
Yeah.
these guys don't get death. So 5s to wound. Nothing.
Cool.
Um,
It's over to you.
Well, everything's happened down there. I'll go down there, but I know it's out of sequence. I'll do his off camera because he's probably going to put them back. Is your Lord on 1 wound?
Yes, yeah.
I'm going into the Poxwalkers anyway. I'm not falling for that trick. But I'll go down here with these guys. Just out, and then that gives us a nice little charge up to maybe try and get on your priority objective because it's going to be turn 5, so it's going to be the big play. I'll put the 2 wounds you caused on this bike before I forget down here. And then we'll move into my turn 5. So actually, sorry, the end of your turn, you're going to score your 3 for the priority objective.
And that'll be it.
Yeah,
No
because...
assassinate, no kill.
Well, definitely
Assassinate
no...
all my guys.
Definitely no kill more because you've killed 4 of your own units, I think. So 2 Psychers, Tally Man. Yeah. But I will get 2 points for bring it down in that turn.
Yeah, you will.
So we'll mark that on and then we'll come back with my turn 5.
You've got 5 left on the primary.
Yeah, so yeah, big point out. So I could only score 5 on the primary from where I am because that's it maxed. So for me this turn, the plan is basically make sure I'm in 3 or 4 table quarters which is why I was saying these guys might just still fall back, and that would maybe max or get as many points as I can on that. That guy should be maybe charging through there, or maybe take on the Chaos Lord. Stuff like the Blade Guard are free to move up now because I only need to sit on this with one guy. So let's just see. Let's see what we can do and come back at the end of the movement phase. Right, so little shuffle around here. We've just basically moved. That guy didn't move anywhere because he's pretty much blocked off. Ferios moved in. He's on the ground floor of the cover within 3 of this, which we've just turned over because it isn't my priority objective. These guys can't really get there anyway, and if they did, well, they can't. I don't know how they can get there. There's not enough movement, I don't think. We fell back with these guys to get within range of that objective, and the repulsor jumped up here. Not because it doesn't want to be in combat, just I needed it to get up there so it's got line of sight to these 2 units for shooting and this unit. These guys are still within 3 of the centre objective and come around here. So that gives me these guys in this table quarter, that or Ferios in this table quarter, them guys there, and hopefully the other guy will be in the 4th table quarter if I can clear some stuff and make a charge. It's all ifs and buts at the minute. So what we're going to do, we're going to just, I'll tell you what, I'll do the shooting phase off camera because the bikes can't shoot. There's a couple of little pistols down here, a couple of pistols here, and then maybe come back with a tank. You okay with that?
It's fine,
Yeah. We've done all the little bits and bobs. We've got the Eradicator left, who is going at the Chaos Lord. I might even be in range here, but I think to just pop a Chaos Lord's quite an achievement. It'd be quite good. And this guy's probably going to do his Las Talon, Las Cannon in here. I'm going to do we'll have to measure up, but I'm going to put some small arms here, probably the chain gun and all the storm bolters, and then the rest of the guns into these guys. We'll not cheat, I'll tell Harry when I do them. But we'll get the good guns on camera. So we'll go for the Eradicator, who's looking for 3s to hit on the Chaos Lord. He's missed with 1, and I did say, didn't I might give the ability to him to reroll. Right, we need a 2 to wound. It is a wound. It's -4, so he's onto his Sigil of Corruption.
Right.
Which is... That's not the end of the world, because the Blade God want to take his head anyway.
It's
right.
Pretty friendly.
So down here, like I said, we're going to do the Storm Bolters into the zombies on the back objective. The chain gun, because I don't think they... We'll do crack launchers, las cannons, and then the other guns into the 3-man zombie squad. Yeah, so we'll just do the las cannons, talons on camera, and then everything else. So 3 hits, because I didn't give it any abilities this turn. 3s to wound, just 1 wound. I'm going to use a CP, because I must have one at the start of this turn. No wounds. Oh, you saved it this turn, good, right. Small arms off camera. So yeah, managed to clear out those poxwalkers down there, which is big because of the start. Are you still within 3? I think you are, aren't you? Yeah. Just right, sorry. That's me bad. I thought you weren't, but never mind. So yeah, could have went better. I was hoping to kill another one of those, but we're going to go into the charge phase. We've got to start with a Blade Guard. They're going to go in against the Chaos Lord, and there's yeah, so they're in. Oh, you've got no CP, have you? I'm waiting.
I've got 1 CP, but I'm not going to.
You're going to Overwatch, and the guy's going into the zombies and the Chaos Lord. That's an 8, so yeah, he's definitely in. And then those guys are going to go down into that zombie squad. 8, I think that's what I said I might need, I don't know. We'll have to make...
I pulled a few models after that. So
oh, did you? Okay, well, we'll measure it. I've got no CP to reroll. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. So we're going to start with the Blade Guard, because I think I might be able to eat the zombie attacks. And I want to kill the Chaos Lord because he's got a power fist, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to start with the Blade Guard. The other guys down there didn't get in because Harry said he'd removed the model, which made it a 9-inch charge. So unfortunately I failed by 1 and I'd used my CP. So we're looking for 3s to hit. That's a good hit roll. And we're looking for 3s to wound because these Master Crafted Relic Blades are +1 strength. So that's 4 saves on your Sigil of Corruption. He has 1 wound left. Yeah, he's I think he failed all 4, did he?
I failed 3.
He failed 3 of them, but that's enough because he doesn't have Disgustingly Resilient, didn't pay the points. So they'll pile in, they'll just go and tag the zombies. And then, oh no, you've got no CP to interrupt, have you?
No.
I'm thinking like, okay, right. So the Sergeant's got 3 attacks, he's got a chainsword, and he charged, we've got 5 attacks on those poxwalkers. I'll not forget where they are for when I move these guys up, so they don't move too far. Look at that, he's hit once, twice, 2 3s. 1 wound.
Loves it.
And he saves it. So look at that, Chaos Lord just succumbs to nothingness and these guys still eat it up. Right, so we'll attack back with the zombies, so you can go against the Blade Guard if you want.
No, let's go for the...
And this guy's going to pile in just a bit closer to here.
So So 6 on the intercessor hitting on 5s. There is, they're angry now. Seen the roll go now.
Yeah.
And winning on 5s. No, they're not allied.
So, at the end of that turn, I am going to have units in all 4 table quarters. I didn't manage to kill another crawler, which as I was trying to do.
And you have priority.
And which I think I'd maxed that anyway, no?
This is the max.
Right, so that's the max on the priority. I can't score that anymore. Even if I got to that one, which I knew was a play, it would be more to get models there, so you would struggle to score it.
Yeah.
But it didn't pan out. That's the end of the Iron Hands game, so I'll tally my points up while Harry's moving into his stuff to see what sort of total he might need to beat and see if we can bring it back.
Nice and quick.
So these crawlers have moved through and basically come into contest. This at the start of the turn, it was 5-10 for the primary for Harry. Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? 10.
Yeah.
So these have moved over, just a normal move. These have moved through. And that's it. I think the Poxhawk has retreated back a little bit just to double up on that objective, because there's no point, like you said, in just taking punches and dying and then letting me push on, which would be bad for you because it would be the end of your turn. You definitely wouldn't score it. So that's a good move, that one. Definitely a good move. So shooting phase, you definitely don't want another psychic phase like last time. So
well, I don't have any psychics left.
True.
Because of the last 6.
True.
So that's nice and easy. We can skip that. How
so
convenient.
shooty phase.
Shooty phase. So let's do the Black Horse. Let's get greedy.
You know what I'm doing? What's weird here is that one's going to be closer to him, but that one's going to be closer to the vehicle.
Yeah. So, but this guy's not within 3 of anyone, so I can still target him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the multi-melters into this guy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm going to put the bile spurts into Ferris.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put the crack missiles into
Well, this guy.
Yeah.
Well, are you sure this is a character as well, you know?
No, so I'm talking about the Eradicator.
No, I'm saying, but this is a character for the
I
assassinate.
don't think I can kill him, whereas I think I can kill the Eradicator. You killed 1 in my turn, so I'm looking to kill more here. I'm looking to kill 2 of your units.
Oh, right, I get you. I was going to say, because it could be done. It definitely could be done.
This guy's actually...
He's 8 wounds.
I suppose.
He is plausibly. I mean, he's just out with double tap with a melter, but you could have went 2 missiles, bile spurt, and then you've got still the 2 multi-melters.
Let's do all the anti-tank in here.
It's the last turn, isn't it? You've got to go.
Yeah.
All the anti-tank.
And the bile spurts in the Ferris.
And you could still charge Ferros if need be.
So let's...
Because we'll move these thingies and make a gimlet look there, so he's just in the cover.
Lovely. So we're doing bile spurts first on the Ferris. That's 6
Oh!
I
thought you were going to roll multi-melters first.
and
So these hit on 4s.
4s now, yeah. So that is 2 hits. And wound on 3s, right?
Yeah, he's just normal toughness.
-1.
2 wounds -1, so he's going to be on a 3 up. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's got like normal armour. Yep.
All
2
good.
saves.
Okay. And then we will do...
Actually, he would have been on a 2 up because he's still in cover, but
Starts at 2,
yeah, start with a 2 up armour.
Cool. So then we'll do multi-melters into the Dread. 1 hit, 1 miss.
1 hit, 3 to wound.
3 to wound. Yep.
It is a wound. You've got a CP back, don't forget, as well for this turn.
Yep.
So it's -4, so no save.
Cool. So here comes the damage. Is 2.
Is the CP coming out? Actually, wait there. Is that the only gun going into him?
No, he's got crack
Right.
missiles going as well. So I think I'm going to save it for the crack missile.
You're saving it for the missile?
Yeah. So here's 2 crack missiles.
Okay, I'll total these all up. So 1 missile hit. If you're going to use a CP, it's got to be on this guy. Yeah.
I've actually got 2 CP because I didn't spend 1 last turn.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, I am on 2. But yeah, I can only use 1 reroll. So here comes a reroll. We've hit
Oh,
twice.
nice. Well done. 3's to wound.
3's to wound. 1 wound.
1 wound.
-2.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for the damage. I'm getting my dice up. So it goes through, yeah. So you've got another D6 worth of damage.
Which is 4, which is not enough to kill him, right?
Nah, so it's 4 plus the 2 from before.
How many wounds you got? 8.
He's got 8, yeah.
So I need to reroll this looking for a 6.
You've used the reroll on the hit.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Cheeky.
That's why I was saying when you're shooting, it's got to be one of them. I thought you'd do the multi-melter damage in the hope you would get the hits and the... But you do get them all, so you'd be down to 2 wounds.
Just nothing I can do to him now.
No, that's...
And then we will charge Ferris.
I don't have any CP, so I can't overwatch you.
Yeah, that
Ooh,
will do.
definitely. And I'm guessing you're just going to go like this.
Yep. And we can just go straight into swinging, I think.
There's no other charges?
No.
Nah, I don't think so. It's as much as like that's not how you play 40k now. If it was normal, like, you know what I mean, you definitely would. You go and try and kill a biker, but it literally doesn't do anything for you. Yeah. Gives you no points or anything like that.
Honor? Top soldiers, do they have honor? I don't know.
They died with that normal life, didn't it? The stink.
Yeah. So here's the blight holes into Ferris, looking for 4s. That's a nice roll.
Wowsies.
And wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s. That'll do. So that is 5 at -2.
So 5, 4 ups because his armor's at 2. Do a long roll. So 3 go through.
1 damage each.
So he needs to make all these on a 5 up. If he does it, he'll be a legend. He doesn't make any of them. So Ferros dies, which is Assassinate, which is another, which is good for a point, and will mean at the end of the turn you get 5 points.
Yeah, but I already had maxed it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about like moving stuff around. It's
a very good secondary, but yeah.
By that turn, because we talked about that before the game, it's literally if you sit on your own objective for 5 game turns, you've scored your max it anyway, so you don't really need to push for the other one unless your opponent makes you.
A little bit on that one,
I don't think so, because I think what it encourages is your opponent to go for it. So if I'd had like units in reserve, or I paid strategic reserves on the unit, say like the repulsor, then come in your backfield and start smashing into that, it's worth 5 points. And obviously it would have been a nice move as well, because then I could have released all the guys in the middle. But I think, from my point of view, that's, especially with the Iron Hands, are stronger, like taking it turn by turn, because the Deathguard are so resilient. You've got to chip at them turn by turn.
That, like, we need to kill the thing that's right.
Exactly. It's literally the two toughies, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, you're a little bit toughier, but
to be a little bit killier.
A little bit killier, yeah. So it's sort of like, at what point did that balance come out? I didn't have any Psychers. You had the Psychers. Obviously, like the zombies and stuff like that.
The Terminators were amazing, and obviously I've kind of built my list around those Terminators, and they just ran out of steam, man.
I think, if they'd have stayed on, I'd have been in trouble, I think. I'm not sure I would have swung it points-wise, because I would have still had like the firepower to maybe deal with them, but it's making those 4-up in ones, and then obviously tar pitting them, and once all the characters, which I said fully aware of all the abilities kicking off, the extra hits, the mortal wounds on the 6s, the extra damage, boosting you up to the high heavens, so you've got extra strength and toughness. They are an absolute tar pit, but a tar pit you've got to deal with as well. You kind of just ignore them. And if I didn't, as well as, the engage on all fronts, I think with 9th, it does encourage you, like, pushing up the board. I couldn't just sit back, because I would have just kept on coming and coming and coming. Then the other stuff would have come round, and I'd have just been sitting here and not had line of sight on other units and stuff. So I think it's definitely, it's a cool game. It went, I didn't know how to expect it to go. I had a feeling it would be a tax down thingy, and obviously the centre the centre was going to be the main focal point or get ignored, and it pretty much got ignored by most players. I was lucky enough, I think, turn 1 to get an advance to get me on here with that unit. I think if I hadn't got that, then that let me sort of be able to shoot down here once you got through here. That was the sort of staging point for me. I think that was pivotal, because obviously for the primaries as well, that gives me the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then it meant you had to sort of then, you were never not coming down this way, but it meant you had to sort of bring the fight round this side, which meant I could run away a little bit from that side.
I think we both had a few high quality hits, and the fact that you got your high quality hits in first with the first turn meant that you could dent my shooting for the next turn. So losing a blight hole is obviously huge.
I think that comes from being, I know them, I use them. If you don't, then you either go all fire into them. I've seen players try and take them all out, or ignore them. And the correct way to approach them is to kill one.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just kill one and then see what you need to do with them after that. Because once you've killed one, their effectiveness dips massively.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's because I'm used to using them. But those little tricks are great. And like I said, the Death Shroud, what you lose in range if you take a normal Terminator, because I love my normal, the Deathguard as well, with a flail and stuff. You're all close combat with that flamer, which could be exceptional. When you bust the range out, can be really, really good. But normally, I find myself, like I said, because I've only got 3, I'm always either just too far away, or I'm stuck in and I do so much damage that then everything shoots at them, which is really good. The whole army shoots at them, but because I've only got 3, they die.
Yeah.
Whereas because you had 6, I killed pretty much half of them, and then it took the next couple of turns to get rid of the other ones.
They're really, really cool. They do us so much damage, but they're just not fast enough for you to put the damage where it needs to be. So obviously you could screen them out with the intercessors, which they then overkilled by like half their attacks. But then it was wasted, and you got to put your full army in them.
Exactly.
And that's what it is. They're just too slow to actually put that pressure where you need it
and
to
then
be.
In a smaller board as well, I haven't tried it myself, but the 9-inch drop-ins got to be even more difficult.
Oh, I don't think you would ever do it, because unless you're playing against something that's super, super elite, you're going to be hitting what they want you to hit.
Exactly. And I think you're losing that way, which is why, like I said, for me, if you've got like the combi bolters and combi melters, They could be really useful, especially when melter guns change. I think combi melter's going to be. I think I'd probably prefer points cost. Don't know because the points aren't out, but I'd probably prefer over combi plasma. I think just because lots of stuff's getting more wounds, more wounds, more in wounds, better armor, and I just think like those bikes on the wounds they've got, like overcharge your plasma, it's still alive. It's still you're going to need 3 hits into a bike and stuff like that, and 2-3 hits. And it's a lot. It's a lot to ask for. So a melter shot could do it, but I don't know. Well, anyway, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy your first trip into the channel?
I really, really did.
Thanks very much for letting us win. We'll get that out of the start.
We'll call it that.
Yeah.
But no, it was good, and I'll have to get you back. I'll use some payback.
That's the thing. You see, what no one realises is that once I beat you, that's it. You don't get an invite back.
Yeah, that's it. Done.
In case you win 100% win record against you. So I keep that win record up. The only person I let back is Scott because his dice roll are terrible. But I don't think I could deal with that 4 up inward and 5 up feel no pain again on those 6 guys. It just kept happening. But anyway, we didn't even total the scores. I'll tell you what, let's total the scores. We're not allowed a handshake for COVID reasons, though. So, good game, Harry, because we're not allowed a handshake for COVID reasons. And the final score, as you can see, we're clearing up the table, was 89 to the Iron Hands to 77 to the Deathguard. That was close. And I think it goes to show how basically good the Deathguard are. Because I thought, especially those last couple of turns, like, I was whopsing you. There was no fear. And I'm glad it ends turn 5 as well, because it makes you do stuff. Rather than, because if that was it and you think, I'm playing for turn 6, then really you'd probably have nothing left. And it makes it end at a good point, and I think makes players, like I said, do stuff, get a bit of an issue, go forward, smack stuff in the face. You need to get about that board fast. And that was enjoyable. Scary down there, the combat, losing the captain who didn't do anything was horrible. Well, we're saying your Contemptor was brand new, done based this morning or something. He literally did nothing. Yep. Then I had my captain, who had made the warlord, who did nothing. The lieutenant, dinner. If anything, they would just give people some reroll 1s, I think. And that was probably it. What else did I add? Something else. The Eradicator, you were saying, you spent all the TP to kill the Eradicators. Didn't work. But then the flip side, if we watched it back, that one Eradicator did nothing. I think he either missed or didn't wound. After that, that was it. So you might as well have killed him. If anything, because I didn't even need him for objectives and that. After that, it was gone. So, don't know. But that was a scary game to play at moments. But it was good. And hopefully we'll get you back soon. And like you were saying before, if you do want a more competitive style game, I'm more than happy to do that. I like to play the normal fun ones first. But I think with 9th anyway, to me, it always feels like not super competitive, but you can't just, and this is just me, you can't just rock up with stuff because it's not going to work. You've got to think about, there's so many points in the primaries that you've got to think about, right, I need to be on at least 2 objectives and pushing for a 3rd.
The nice thing about 9th is you can't just bring the killiest list that someone else on the internet has done for you and kill everything and win. There's got to be a little bit of something else.
Well, you could, because if they've got no models, they can't score points. Yeah. But at the same time, there's always seems to be stuff there, which I do like. I think it's more just the way it's built. To me, it feels like competitive, because in all the tournaments that we've run, or I've been to a couple, you're sort of like, that's what's expected. Like, here's your list. What are your secondaries? For the IT, well, I'm picking this, and this. And I think it just goes into it feeling like it, rather than there's going to be these objectives around the board that may or may not come up. And I was never normally happy with that either, because there's some games you could have totally drawn all the right cards and won 20-0, and I might have drawn all the bad cards and not been able to score any points. So you always feel like you can do stuff in this, but a big choice comes down to secondaries. And at the minute, I'm struggling because I play lots of different armies, and I want to make sure you can play exactly. So if I stuck, what I really should do is stick with the Iron Hands and just play them, get used to the strats, because there's loads of little word changes and stuff that make big differences. And then picking your secondaries becomes a lot easier. And that's what you need to make your army tick. Like you said, you didn't manage to get the kill more, and that really hurt you. If you'd have picked another, God knows, if you'd have picked engage on all fronts, you'd have maybe scored another 8 or 9, 10 points. Yeah, and that that brings it up to 87. It's very, very close. It's a couple of point swing. And in a tournament setting, like, I'm not sure how the differences are going to work yet, but it used to be like the Swiss system. That brings it from being like a 10 point, 12 point loss to pretty much a draw. Do you know what I mean? And they are big differences, and that'll just come with playing your army. But like you said, that you know, you're going to do competitive, you'd have taken more Demon engines. Those little core, more Demon engines. The Terminators would have maybe smaller squads of 3, so they wouldn't have had the punch, but boy, would they have been tough to shift off objectives and stuff. But equally, you know, you flip it the other side, the Iron Hands would probably have some sort of Thunderfire cannon and a Whirlwind.
Yeah, the list that you took was definitely not optimised Iron Hands. It was, I want to run my Indominators toys, and they're going to be Iron Hands because I know the rules.
It just comes down to tactical genius and skill. And dice rolling.
Is that all I'm lacking, is it?
No,
tactical
that's...
genius and skill.
No, it's not. Definitely not. It comes down to dice, I think, at the end of the day. But actually, decisions on stuff and shooting stuff. And like I said, I think... Sometimes, I'll be honest, like, knowing other armies is a massive help. It's the best skill you can get. If you're used to playing a certain army, and even if the army's different, like I said, Ricky doesn't like the crawlers. I like to have a unit of 3 because I know what they can do. You like to have 3 units of 3. Or two units of 3 because you know what they can do. But then flip the other side, it's like, it's almost like target priority, isn't it? I know I need to deal with them, but like I said, I need to take out 1. I don't need to take out 2 or 3 because that'll take my whole army's firepower, which is what you want, but not what I need. So it's a case of picking on key units to do things, and things like the zombies. You know, like, you don't want to kill too many because you want to keep the distance there so you can get to them, but you want to take enough off so if you have a bit of a whiffy combat, you can still wipe the unit with 2 or 3 guys. And things like that, like I said, really try to get that foul blight spawn early on, but I just couldn't get the line of sight to him to use the 3-point sniper strat, or I definitely would have done. Weirdly now, I wish I'd sort of did have that relic, the Reliloquy, because it would have come into play. It would have been a -1 to cast, and there's probably 3 or 4 times. Yeah, and a lot of times I think you just got that power off on like a 6 or whatever, and that would have made it, and you would have failed, and then you would have took mortal wounds. But again, like I said, it would have been gamey, a bit gamey. In another list, I definitely would have it. I think if I was going to a tournament or a competitive list, I'd always have it as a buffer to sort of help against those psychers, and I would definitely have, because I'm infantry heavy and I like being infantry heavy, I'd definitely have a medic. And that would have just helped out so much. Exactly, bring an Eradicator back. Exactly. You know, like heal Ferios up, which wouldn't have mattered at the end, but if you still normally could have helped heal him up, which meant your crawlers probably wouldn't have killed him, which made no big difference, but it would have definitely been the Eradicators, or adding another guy back to a squad, getting a Blade Guard back, just little things like that. And there's I think you can still play the strat on them, I might be wrong. You probably won't be able to when the Codex comes out, because I think what they're going to do is, instead of paying CP to make him a like top apothecary, you pay more points.
Right, okay.
I think that's what they're talking about, so he can...
That's good.
It is good.
Change,
it is definitely a good change, because he can do it on 2 units or do it twice. So you could have healed the thingy up and then brought another guy back, like the Eradicators, and that's strong, isn't it? That's it. Imagine if you had that with the Deathguard, you'd have him every game. Wouldn't you? If the plague surgeon could do that, every Deathguard army would have a plague surgeon.
Yeah, if I was building this army to be as good as it could be, it would have a plague surgeon in it.
For the reroll ones, then the 1s and 2s.
Yeah. But I don't have it painted at the moment. And
if you need one, I've got one.
thanks, man.
If you've got one. Anything you're missing on Deathguard, I've said this to everyone, if they want to try different armies and stuff, if I've got it, you're more than welcome to come and use it, because if I'm not you playing with it, no one's playing with it, so I'm happy to play it. Or you've probably got more Deathguard stuff than me now, but if there's any units I've got that you don't have and you want to test them out, just let us know, drop us a message. That's all right, it's fine. That's what we'll do, especially because I wouldn't have had a lost. I'd say no, you need to buy your own. And he needs to be painted and based, or he's not getting on my table. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks to Harry for coming.
Cheers, guys.
See you soon.